Drop it. I don't want to talk about it.
Drop it, hell. I want to hear about this, homie.
I said forget about it, cuz.
I love you, man. Fuck you, Marcus. I do. You know, cool. You be my partner. Shut up, man.
This bitch-ass white boy.
Oh, most definitely.
You're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Am I wrong?
No.
Fucking pay me!
Oh, that was kind of tough to watch. That's an early me figuring out iMovie.
We're gonna keep it till I
bad,
come up with another one or you come up with one.
It's not that bad. I'm just saying when I watch what I've created, especially with Black Wrestling, at the end of the year, I'm just like, oh, I'm better at it now than I was in September. Is when I was really fucking with it. But Banks versus Davis. I almost was thinking about doing a radio intro because we'll be talking about Dawn of M with a welcome back to BVD POD. Top of the morning, we've got the Tragedy of Macbeth starring Denzel Washington, and we'll be reviewing the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker on HBO Max. Subscribe to that premium service. But,
Well, there you go, right there. I might have to just take that what you just said and put it as an intro.
And we're back.
I thought she was about to sound like Tony Schiavone.
Let me tell you something, fans. We've got a great show tonight. Euphoria Season 2 premiere.
And I can't do Mike Tenay, so I ain't gonna even try. Oh no, hold on.
Yeah, Mike Tenay.
And we're here. Tragedy of Macbeth. I can't even do it.
Well, Mike Tenay is always like, Season 2 of Euphoria has premiered, written and directed by Sam Levinson, the son of Barry Levinson, director of The Natural, Diner, many Oscar-nominated films. He comes from that great lineage because Mike Tenay was always like the info. Again, the original stat man, the original stat guy of wrestling was Mike Tenay. Shouts to legend Mike Tenay.
Yeah. Every time I look at that belt, of course it's NWA, but I still think about TNA every time I see it.
Oh, I know. That's something like that. Again, Banks versus Davis. That's Banks. I'm Davis. Yeah, I know. I'm the reigning. Everyone who listens to listens to us knows I'm on BRP, where I am the reigning predictions champion. But as we're recording this, the Niners versus Cowboys game hasn't. I always say the Niners. I never say the full 49ers. But the Niners face the Cowboys. Super wild card weekend. What a stupid name. Super wild card weekend. Just like
give him a voice, Davis. Super wild card weekend.
Well, I mean, it's that Sunday. Like
monster truck rally.
But it's me versus Fam, me versus Banks, me versus Keeks. My God, that pains me the most out of all of them.
Sure.
But I might lose this title. But then again, the Cowboys are the Cowboys. What did Kerry Champion say? Clipper's gonna clip. Pretty sure that's the Cowboys the last 15, 20 years.
Kerry Champion, I love you. That's the side.
But yeah, I mean, Banks, I had listed the we've been building this episode up all week, right?
Yeah, about a week, just because everything just decided to drop in 1 week. Like, you want this? You want this? You want this? Cool, I got you.
And you knew that. You had said that's why we waited to do the end of the year till the very first day of the year, because it was going to be a dry week for that first week of the new year, the first week of the month, and then everything drop. Even though the weekend was kind of a surprise drop, but everything else, we knew Macbeth was going to have the in theater, then Apple TV release. Peacemaker, we knew it was coming because it had been DC Fandom. They had announced the date then with the trailer.
Yeah.
Book of Boba Fett again. That was announced kind of late in 2021. And then what else? So Euphoria, yeah, coming back was a big deal. They at the same time as Book of Boba Fett, really late in the year, that this show that you're waiting for is coming. It's finally coming. Again, Klay Thompson, Euphoria coming back on the same night after we had said he hadn't played since like 2 days before the season 1 premiered. Is again, we live in the Tenet
multiverse
weird timeline will come back, around itself anyway.
Right, because I thought Clay wasn't going to come back till February. That's what the owner said originally. They were relating to the All-Star weekend, so.
Which makes sense because they're on a run from what I kind of saw. And then you don't want to keep him, on the bench that much longer if he's ready to play now. He's got to get his legs back, and
Yeah, because it would have been 3 years if they would have waited till June.
Yeah, yeesh. Yeah, you can't bring him right back in the playoffs because he's not. It's the Michael Jordan thing in the '95 season.
Yeah, he would have been rusty as hell. Even though his game isn't predicated on athleticism, even though when he went up for that dunk, I was like, okay, that's an athletic move.
Yeah, the first
I was still
play
nervous.
His first move was like going to the rim. I'm like, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah, no, because he worries me how he lands too. So,
well, he also seems like a guy that can't jump unless he's shooting a jumper. Or like, remember Jalen Rose would be like, Zach Randolph can't jump over this piece of paper. I'd be like, God damn, like
he can't.
No, he was right, but I'm just saying, like, holy shit.
Zach had no boosties at all. I don't know what was up with him, but he could not jump. But he had that left jumper that was fire.
Sometimes I get worried I can't jump because I've just been like out of shape since I'm like the last decade since I haven't really been playing pickup basketball like how I used to when I was younger. But like I'll test out and see if I can jump. So I'm like, all right, I still got it. But every time I'm about to jump, I'm gonna be like and just like collapse. Like
you should be scared about your arm. You had that Phoenix arm from AEW.
That was when I was younger. That's different.
Yeah, the Lucha Bros arm.
But I mean, if you're listening to us now, this episode has probably been released. But we also might have been doing a bonus episode where we recap the Niners Cowboys game, where one of us might, throw a tantrum and and lose it. So check back with us on the YouTube as well. Banks versus Davis, Apple Podcast, Spotify, all that. Pod's Twitter is at the DVD Pod, where Banks likes to. That's really like Banks' alter ego. Like that's when you put on the Batman mask, is when you're on the DVD Pod.
Absolutely. I like to have fun there because on my personal account, I use it a little bit more for marketing and just looking at shit lately. I've actually been more professional on there compared to the BVD account where I'm unprofessional. I don't know why. It's weird. Or maybe I'm just like one of those Abby people. It's like, I can hide behind an Abby. But
legit, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You're legit like Batman, like, I gotta protect my identity. And then but people know who it's definitely not me tweeting.
Yeah, they know. Like the tweet I sent out earlier, it's obvious it's me.
Even though, I mean, I didn't disagree with what you said, but I'm just saying, like, I could see why you would say that. But again, like, people got on me for what I tweeted the other day about name a better trio. And I was just like, what? Am I wrong? Are you going to tell me that I'm wrong?
Yeah,
like,
because it's another trio that got one of the greatest movies of all time, if not the greatest movie. I'll send it later. No. This is in the past like 2 years since that tape came out.
Okay.
I'll send it to you later because I won't say the names on here because, boy, first of all, Antonio gonna be like, I know all those names and they catalog.
Oh, it's probably Keisha Gray and she would just. But see that's
what I'm gonna say.
That was everyone got on me like nasty motherfucker. Like
now
and then some people were like preach.
Now I damn near want to quote that tweet and put what I just said, and I'm probably going to do it. And if people catch on, they catch on. If they don't, cool. I won still.
But that's what I'm working towards is those three. Just like that's the end of the podcast game for me.
They said one of them nasty though, and I'm not talking about the good.
We had talked about this in a previous episode of a pod that'll be coming soon. Make sure you're checking out some pods. I might be having Patreons, especially about comic book movie content. You might know who they are, but support them.
One of them has Baby Huey on it.
All right, let's get started because this episode's already called. We might not have enough time because again, let me break it down again. The Weeknd's Dawn FM, The Tragedy of Macbeth, our long-awaited Denzel's The Tragedy of Macbeth, The Book of Boba Fett, Euphoria Season 2, Episode 1, and then Peacemaker starring the GOAT, John Cena. Let's go in the order that I listed. Let's go with the Weeknd's Dawn FM. I'm a fan of The Weeknd. I know you kind of back and forth with him a bit.
I like him.
But what did you think about this project as a whole with its – because he had teased something back at sometime last year, we said the dawn was coming. Remember, he was at, I think it was the Billboard Awards. He showed up looking like Commissioner Gordon, and he said the dawn was coming. I'm like, are you gonna light the bat signal? What the fuck's going on? Like,
Yeah, he's definitely working a gimmick. I don't even know what the gimmick is. He's an old man one day, then another day he's Joker.
I mean, I will respect his commitment to the filmmaking aspect of music, though. With the music videos kind of taking place within the same universe of the album. I mean, your guy Jim Carrey was the radio host for the album. What'd you think about that?
Oh, with the white koofy talk? That's essentially what it was. Like, you're here in the now. Don't worry about the afterlife and all this type of shit. I'm like, all right, bro. You've been doing this for too long, Jim. Like, the nothing is nothing type speeches. All right, bro. I get it. I ain't shit.
And I think it was kind of right after we brought up that anyone else feel like a fried egg when he was the Riddler. He was that, but like dialed down. But yeah, I mean, I forget what the person was who rode on the river Styx, but he was basically that, like, the afterlife awaits you, and here's your journey that we are venturing into. Like, I'm like,
which makes me think, because The Weeknd has a TV show coming out, right?
Yeah, created by Sam Levinson of Euphoria.
Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. Like, is he gonna have Jim Carrey on the show? He should have him for like a couple reoccurring.
The headline was, when you type in like Jim Carrey The Weeknd, apparently they had met some night and they bonded over having telescopes, which makes sense because they both seem like those weird motherfuckers that look like the constellations in the sky and Orion's belt. What does this tell us? I'm like, just watch some fucking TV. Stop looking at the fucking stars. Like, there are fucking 18 million shows on. What are you looking outside for?
Yeah, so I'm convinced The Weeknd doesn't do coke at this point. He don't move like a coke addict. He doing something else.
Oh, you mean like what the LSD and
it's got to be, because coke don't make you just look at the stars and all that and make the type of music he makes now. Like The Weeknd, that Dawn FM don't sound like coke music really.
Yeah, I mean, Shouts to Nelson, he had said they kind of had like 80s vibes of Duran Duran, and that's why I like Gasoline, which he's it's 5 a.m. my time. And he's singing like he's fucking Boy George almost, like,
yeah.
I can't sleep. I'm like, this shit's fucking amazing.
Some Studio 54 type shit.
Yeah, legit. I think the whole album's phenomenal. And it really works. I think it works best listening to it straight through. You can pick songs in and out, but because, like I said, his commitment to cinema and all that, the songs end where the next song picks up. Like, it's that kind of connection with, let me look it up real quick, but like the extended version of what is Take My Breath is at the end of the song right before it. How Do I Make You Love Me?
That was fucking phenomenal.
Yes.
So Take My Breath and The Sacrifice, that transition, that was my favorite thing about the album. Like, I'm big on the transitions when it comes to R&B albums.
Well, you're big on production as well.
Yeah, no. Me and Troy talked about this from the Reggae Boys, because, you know what I mean, he does music, and I'm just like a music nerd when it comes to like the technical aspect of it. So, of course, with The Weeknd, because he's one of the top 5 most popular artists on the planet, you're going to have the best production. What studio equipment do you need, even if you're recording at your own house? I think at this point, like everybody else, you record at your home. So he has probably a 56 channel outlet or whatever, mixing board. So whatever he has, the label was like, yo, spend it on him because we're going to get it back.
Real quick. Yeah. This album was kind of primarily produced by, I don't know really how you say this name, Swedish.
I know the Swedish House Mafia did a couple.
They had a couple of songs. That was the thing I forgot to say on my best of the year was "A Moth to a Flame" by The Weeknd and Swedish House Mafia. That would have been one of my singles for best of the year because that kind of came late, and it's not on the album. It's on what they call the alternate world, the extended version of the album, where they also have a Swedish House Mafia remix of "Sacrifice." Yeah, but that song's amazing.
You could tell he was going with this type of production and this type of sound. Sound production, same thing. But you could tell the album was going to be like this because he had a song with FKA Twigs. I gotta listen to her new album, but he did a song with her, and it was kind of along the lines of this, like Disclosure. If you know who Disclosure is, audience or Davis, then you understand that house, but that Europe house sound. So it's not deep house; it's more so European house. Is the best way of saying it. that was
Sweet.
born from Detroit. Cal know what I'm talking about, Detroit and then Chicago, because he listens to house music. Detroit, Chicago house is the first type of house. Then Daft Punk took it, Swedish House Mafia, Moby, all these type of artists made the European S style where it sounds like a Sega Genesis game. So you could tell he was about to get to this point.
Yeah. Well, Max Martin, my guy, is all over this album. Like he's been since Speed Behind the Madness. And again, he was responsible for NSYNC and Britney Spears and is the probably GOAT of pop making music in terms of production and songwriting. And that's his strength is you start out with production so you can build the song around that. But what I was saying was that the other main producer is One Ulrich's Point Never, whose real name is Daniel Lopatin, who did the scores for Uncut Gems and Good Time by the Safdie Brothers. And he had kind of had some collaboration with The Weeknd on After Hours with some songs.
Yeah.
It was because they were kind of linked around the same time of Uncut Gems had come out. After Hours was in the release, and it was the whole that sound was like a big deal. Like that synthesized a little bit, but then keys or something else is playing. But yeah, I love, like I said, all these songs are strong. None of them are really weak. I mean, when I heard that Tyler the Creator is going to be on it, I was nervous, but I like his part in the song because he's speaking the truth. Like, you're going to sign this prenup if we get married. Like,
but he kept repeating over and over.
Yeah, that was, but I wasn't like, this is awful. I even thought the Lil Wayne feature, and I heard you were married was good. I just, not great. I'm just like, I thought it fit what that song was about.
They shouldn't have gave me a verse in that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the whole thing is, like I said, he's probably not on drugs now, and it's just he's I think doing the Drake thing of reminiscing of this is kind of the real certified lover boy of. And I'm not saying that to knock out. I'm saying like a guy kind of contending with what he's lost and what he's won. Like he'll have I'm the king of the pop charts. Again, like I played at the fucking Super Bowl, which is like only 50, probably more than 50 because they had a few years where they had multiple acts, but like less than 80 people could say they've done that. And not everyone does. And now it's just like, what else do I have? I mean, he lost Bella Hadid, Selena Gomez.
Losing all the milk, huh? Crazy, ain't it? Just losing all the milk, so I got to make some fire ass music to get some more milk.
Yeah, and again, too
bad Kanye can't do that shit.
I mean, we'll see. You think Donda 2 is gonna be?
Yo, he can't. All right, this is a side note.
What's that one song? I fucking hate you.
Like we talked about yesterday.
She fucking hates me. Is that the song? Yeah.
I told people he was gonna go from gospel music to some devil music. And we kind of seeing that already, bro. But at the same time, it's like, yo, you cannot call this album Donda 2, like morally as a person.
Morally.
Like,
yeah, because he's all about morals.
Yeah, no, fucking far from it. If you're gonna call an album Donda 2 named after your mom, and this is nothing towards her legacy. Like with Donda 1, I got an idea, like, all right, maybe he's trying to give her some type of love. You can't make a song like you did with The Game. The Game made a song talking about your wife, soon to be ex-wife, and then make an album called Donda 2, and you might do something along the lines of that. If there's a hell, even though I believe we living in hell, motherfucker, you going to a different one. Like, you can't do that, bro, for so many reasons.
But no, I mean, well, we won't get to that. Maybe when it happens, we'll get to it, because we kind of spoke on Julia Fox last week.
Hey, Uncut Gems, Julia Fox, there you go, the multiverse.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, her and The Weeknd, they had this scene together when I'm saying, I was like, what's going on?
No, he was being a nasty ass boy. That's how I knew something was going on with The Weeknd, because I'm like, yo, this is a work, bro. You talking like this is a shoot.
You ain't never talked. Okay, I was gonna say.
Huh?
No, you could say he was talking like a shoot. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, like because that's how you would talk in that scenario.
What you mean?
Never mind.
I would never mind. I'm trying to remember what he just said.
But like I say, so like it starts off again with like the Dawn FM intro, Gasoline, which is phenomenal. How Do I Make You Love Me? I do like the extended Take My Breath more than the one that was released with the video, just because all that buildup is perfect. And it was I liked the song to begin with when it was released, but then this 6 in when I'm like, oh yeah, this shit is it. Sacrifice is great. What do you think of the Quincy Jones A Tale by Quincy? What do you think of that?
Dude, I was fucking depressed. Even though we heard this story from him before, I don't think you need to tell us again, bro. You need to tell us about your days of like fucking with white women as well. I think that's what the Weeknd wants to hear.
I mean, you think that's why he picked it? Because like he sees himself as Quincy Jones in that aspect, like music, and then the like outside of music. Yeah,
him trying to be a good father.
He sees similarities.
Oh, they just like me. That's why I did fuck with it, because they was like, oh shit, they spitting. That sounds just like me.
Yeah, it sounded like it was taken from an interview or something, or a documentary. I know you had that Quincy documentary on Netflix, but it sounds like it's taken from somewhere else, because the person he's talking to is like, life's a bitch, ain't it, or whatever, and then he's just like, yeah.
Hey, but what if he really got that directly from Quincy?
Or no reminiscence or something, bitch, yeah.
No, I think you're right, but what if he got that directly from Quincy? Like, I'm pretty sure they down the street from each other.
No, I would believe that, but just like that person who Quincy was talking to, I don't know who that would.
Yo, remember 2017, 2018 when Quincy, he probably thought he was gonna die and he was just spilling all the tea.
What else did he say?
Remember that was February. I can remember everything. You want me to talk about the Richard Pryor, Marlon Brando shit? I ain't forget.
Oh no, is that how that started?
Yeah, but okay.
But
bruh, the thing, that's how I said Richard Pryor is the greatest comedian of all time. He said this shit years ago and people thought he was joking. Like, he's serious. He be telling on himself, but people be, it's like the tears of a sad clown scenario. Like, yo, I'm telling y'all I'm in pain.
Oh yeah, we always say this. Yeah, we say this.
They just like me.
Who people think are funny, but again, if you ever see me on IG, I'm always sad because it's like, because if people think I'm funny, like, I'm just like, I'm running like.
Start singing Pavarotti out this motherfucker. Everybody be wanting me banks laugh.
Yeah, no, people think, oh, Dave. People be like, oh, Dave's this funny. Then I go running like Anna Faris in Scary Movie.
I'm about to start doing goddamn.
And after The Tale by Quincy, we get Out of Time, which is fucking amazing.
That was a nice song, even though the lyrics weren't.
What do you mean?
The lyrics weren't nice. This motherfucker going through it, but he made it sound good.
That's all those songs. That's the whole point. That's the Weeknd as a whole. Remember, he said like, I got a Kid's Choice off a song about putting my face in a bag of blow. Like, all his songs, you should.
One of the greatest moments in TV history.
I was just after Dawn FM came out last Friday. I spent kind of most of this week. I ran back My Dear Melancholy, After Hours, Starboy, and Beauty Behind the Madness. Again, it's all like, when you listen to it, just like, maybe I am toxic because I am like, I can relate and like I enjoy this. No, but I'm just saying, like, again, like, these are songs that you really shouldn't be singing along to in a context of what the lyrics are saying.
Bro, as a male, you always gonna be toxic because we have egos.
Exactly.
So it's like you just got to kill your ego every day as a male.
Which is kind of like, which is I think kind of what he's saying with some of these songs, with like, especially Best Friends, which is, you know, like, we were something before, but now we're just friends. And he's like, I didn't want that from you anymore. I just wanted this. Is there someone else? Again, Starry Eyes, Every Angel is Terrifying, which is basically just a commercial because it does the euphoric, a perfect book of science fiction, mesmerizing. Like, but that has a great like instrumental when it starts off, and then it just turns into like him doing the skit. Basically, do you remember that he like wrote and starred in an episode of American Dad?
Huh?
I swear. Let me look that up to be sure.
Yo, what the fuck is up with this dude?
That's right.
Yo, no, not a regular person.
No, that makes sense because he'd be like, you know, when I'm at home, I just put on American Dad, and it just takes me. I enjoy it. It's hilarious. The alien.
Yo, I would be petrified to stay at his house, bro. I feel like this motherfucker don't sleep. He probably be having the TV up on 100. The lights be going off. There's too many white women running around. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. So American Dad 2020, A Star Boy is Born, also co-writer.
How do you feel about this album compared to Starboy?
I like it more. Are you the opposite?
I'm not there yet with Don FM putting it over Starboy because that's legit. Starboy is one of. I need an accent trying to come out. Boy.
Now I'm just thinking of his. Now I'm just thinking of how the mistake is thinking you got a goddamn choice, Starboy.
Right. So I'm like, all right, let me slow down for the accent come out, boy. Hey, no, so
you a Starboy.
Yeah, I'm trying. I don't know what's been going on. Maybe because everybody been clowning the Cali accent, so it's been coming out a little bit more than usual, or it's always here and I don't notice it. But no, Starboy is one of my favorite albums ever. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was about the accent thing. Like, I wouldn't have my teeth cleaned last week. Like halfway through, the woman that commented on like, "Oh, do you drink pop?" Because I was like, "Yeah, I drink soda." Because she was like talking about like why I like studying my teeth. I'm like, "Yeah, I call it soda because I'm from California and it's a big thing, pop and that's what they call it here in Minnesota." But she was like, "Oh, so I thought that makes sense now that you would call that because I thought you kind of sound like you have an accent, like you're not from here." And I'm like, I'm like, do I sound like how people from Baltimore sound to me? Like,
we're gonna leave that alone. No, I told Vaughn I ain't got it no more. I'm sorry,
that is true because we'll be talking to Vaughn soon, so we gotta watch out with that.
Yeah, it ain't
before
me.
Before he does a Fez code and breaks up any more bottle and just.
Yeah, I'm good.
No,
but people in the South say
real quick.
People in the South say pop as well. So South Midwest kind of the same thing, like I've been saying.
I mean, Starboy has the title track, Starboy Potty. See, now I'm talking like I got an accent. Potty monster. Potty monster.
All right, Boston.
Party Monster, false alarm.
My favorite song by him ever is Party Monster.
Really?
That shit is phenomenal.
I'm good, I'm great. Rockin', Secrets, True Colors, Stargirl Interlude, Sidewalks, 6 Feet Under, Love to Lay, A Lonely Night, Attention, Ordinary Life, Nothing Without You, All I Know, Die For You, I Feel Like I might be choosing it over Starboy in like a split decision. He's legit like one of my top 5 favorite artists. I mean, that makes sense if people were to look at me, not just the white part, but like being a Drake fan. So it makes sense that The Weeknd would be like my second favorite artist because the OVOXO connection at first and all that. But
The Weeknd wrote a couple of those songs on Take Care.
On Take Care, he's featured as an additional voice.
No, that means he wrote it. He wrote a lot of that shit on there.
We're not doing this. We're not doing ownership of Take
It's
Care.
not a problem. I don't have a problem with somebody writing for somebody else. I love Kanye West. His music.
No, you're just trying to say that you just said that Take Care is a Weeknd album, not a Drake album.
It is.
Now,
okay, look at the history of that. I'm not gonna geek music over your head type person, but I'm telling you, look it up.
Okay. Anyway, no, I did. I did one time.
thing.
No, I did one time because there was one time where I like with Music Geek and I was like looking at all the albums. I think right after Scorpion dropped to like study what made the perfect Drake song, like who wrote on it, who produced it. That was like again years ago. That's why I didn't have podcasting to fill my time. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of the songs on Starboy are strong, but it's tough. I mean, again, there's also Beat Behind the Madness, which was the ultimate pop explosion, and I enjoyed that when it came out.
What about Dear Melancholy or whatever that shit is called?
See, so that had come out 2018, so I was in a relationship, so I didn't give it time because like I don't want to. Why would I want to hear sad music when I got love in my life?
Is that the song? Wasn't Valerie on there or something? Like
no, that's Call Out My Name is My Dear Melancholy.
Yeah, he did all that to Selena Gomez, which is crazy.
I mean, no, if you look at Selena Gomez now, I mean, it makes sense.
I haven't. Should I Google?
There was a picture of her. Was it last year or right when the pandemic, in the middle of the 2020 pandemic, where there was some picture of her? I'm just like, God damn, I can see why he was like Call out my name.
Let me see.
So she had the blonde hair. But no, I mean that I was running back that kind of properly this week, and I was like, this is strong. And again, it's just a short EP. It's only like 5 or 6 songs. But then
Goddamn.
after our go ahead.
She got 290 million followers. Goddamn.
Yeah, she was a Disney star, then a pop star, and now she's an influencer, basically.
Influencers. Go ahead, bro. Influencers. I'm so tired of that goddamn name.
Hang on, I gotta see something real quick.
I get tired of that title. Hey man, somebody need to tell me exactly what an influencer is. That's the case. Most of y'all motherfuckers shouldn't be an influencer. Especially you fucking pricks with podcasts. You going around stealing people's shit. Not them, because I don't give a fuck no more. But other people that be stealing shit and these other motherfuckers that just be making up shit. If y'all influenced, then bruh, I want to be uninfluenced in the motherfucker. I don't want nothing. I don't want to know nothing about y'all. I don't want to know nothing about what y'all teaching. Let me be well uninformed. But otherwise than that, so going back to these albums, yeah, that little EP had everybody shook. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, somebody I know did a review for that, and that shit went viral. Yeah, I know somebody, he did a review for that, and that shit got like 1 million views or something like that within a day, because he was going crazy talking about it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, about that EP.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I had it muted for a second. Yeah, like I said, I didn't give that the time of day really that year because, like I said, I didn't want to. What's the point listening? Like I had said this about a Scorpion. Like Jada didn't hit until my relationship ended the following year, and then it was like legit speaking to me. So I didn't give My Dear Melancholy that attention. But running it back this week, yeah, I can. It's a good piece of work. But then After Hours, which I think is better, has a better second half of the album. Mm-hmm. I enjoy the string of Faith, Blinding Lights, In Your Eyes, Save Your Tears, After Hours. I enjoy the back half of that album more than the front half. But that and all the music videos, especially Snow Child, was the one that had, it's the animated one about all the different forms of him from the trilogy, Kissland, Beauty Behind the Madness, Starboy, all the different phases of his persona. That's what I kind of like about Donovan. It seems like now he'll be, maybe if he is done with the coke, maybe this is 2.0, and they're going to be a TV star on HBO, which should be interesting.
Yeah. Also, he's doing like a new trilogy, right? He said this is like the beginning of a new trilogy, or it's not confirmed. I don't know, because people be so greedy about music nowadays.
Yeah, but real quick. So his show is going to be called, for anyone that doesn't know, I've been kind of following this, is called The Idol. Mm-hmm. Created by him, Sam Levinson, who created Euphoria and wrote and directed Malcolm and Marie, which had Zendaya and John David Washington. It stars him, Lily Rose Depp, and a few other people, but it's set against the backdrop of the music industry. The series will be following a self-help guru, and the leader of a modern-day cult who enters a complicated relationship with a rising pop idol. So he'll be playing this self-help guru, cult leader type, and Lily Rose Depp, Johnny Depp's daughter, will, I imagine, be playing the pop idol because she's in the show.
Yo, that shit about to be sick. And I'm not saying the good way. That's about to be a sick ass show. This is about the music industry.
Yeah. Ooh, but I'm here for it. And again, it's an HBO show, so.
And it's the guy that created Euphoria too, so yeah.
Yeah.
It is definitely about to be different. Yeah. Because the music industry is way worse than the film industry, just to let everybody know.
But we'll wrap
as far as the freaks.
I definitely, this will be on my best of the year at the end of the year for sure. What about you? Do you think you still need more time with it? Because as of right now, I think it's strong. Like I said, from beginning to end.
Yeah, I definitely need more time just because with me and these albums like this, you know, you want to just sit there, listen, and be like, all right, before I make my final decision about how I feel with it. Because there's certain albums like I'll go back to months later or years later. I'm like, okay, this wasn't that bad. Like I told you, I think it was on here. The J. Cole album I went back to. I'm like, damn, this shit is slap now.
Oh yeah.
But maybe because the hype went down. I don't know. Because with me, let's see. So Frank Ocean's Blonde album, when that first came out, I was like, yo, this album is great. But then as years passed, I was like, yo, this shit is phenomenal. Like I still listen to it, and that's a 6-year-old album. It'll be 6 years old in August.
Crazy. I remember when that fucking shit dropped. It was like the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah, because it dropped like in the afternoon. I remember I was at a day party.
And then he had the other one, Endless, right? Right after?
Yeah, that was days before. That's why we knew it was
days
coming.
Before, okay.
Yeah, that's why we knew it was coming.
One where he's just making speakers.
Yeah, and the
it's
music
a whole visual album. Yeah.
And that shit, you can get it, but it was like supposed to come out like on, I think, Blu-ray, DVD, however he was gonna sell it in his high use type way.
It was just on Apple Music, if I'm not mistaken, because I had it on and it put me right to sleep after like 20 minutes. I was like,
it's very soothing.
That's why I'm like
he's singing the Aaliyah song and shit. So the songs is on like YouTube, but it's like he was supposed to actually officially put it out, but that was his way of getting out his Def Jam deal. That's why he changed kind of like the course of the music industry, because he was signed to Def Jam, and then he did that, and that counted for an album. So he was able to put out Blonde independent, and that's the reason why we haven't gotten a new album, because it's like I'm taking all this fucking money from Blonde with me. It's the reason why he didn't have to do a tour for that album, because it did well because he was independent.
Well, he played at festivals or whatever, right? Because there's that big. He was always performing with fucking.
He did that one
headphones on,
one or two times. That was it.
Yeah.
But after that, he basically just took all the money. Now he owns like a jewelry shop, I think, in New York. But apparently he has a new album coming out too. He's shot because he's supposed to star in Coachella next year.
What do you think of Coachella this year, right?
No, next year. 2023, he's headlining.
So they announced what Coachella will be like next year. Is that what that was this week?
No, that's the lineup for this year, which happens in April. Yeah,
okay.
Kind of want to go, but then not really. I can't go because I know I got to go to Dallas for business reasons. I'm not trying to go to Dallas and then go to California just to have fun. Like, I ain't scared of COVID, but motherfuckers are still getting sick.
See, I don't think I could ever do Coachella because of the Insecure episode.
No, you can do it. All right, so I got a story I'll tell you off here about Coachella. I shouldn't have sued that.
It's an open field. You would say that, bitch.
I'm gonna tell you a story off here about Coachella. I shouldn't have sued that young lady. I ought to sue your ass.
I ought to sue your ass.
I'll tell you off air, bro.
All right. No, I remember there was when Brad Pitt, I think, was having his nervous breakdown. He had said that he was listening to Frank Ocean's Blonde or something like that in a GQ article. It was right after Angelina Jolie was like divorcing his ass. He's like, I've been really listening to Frank Ocean's Blonde.
That's why he was. If you see, like when Frank Ocean performed them big ass headphones,
yeah, that's why he's there. Yeah,
on the phone. Also, that one was trying to take that man's soul, bro. I'm here to double down on it.
All right. Well, don't forget, we kind of skip over So, do you think The Weeknd was singing about Angelina Jolie when he said, "My new girl, she a movie star"?
What do you mean by that?
Because remember they were singing together a few weeks ago.
Yo, this man really is a milk maniac. I didn't know that.
I don't think he would deny it.
No, you can't, because it's evident.
Not just, but I mean, in terms like I think he has a type, much like how I have a type. I mean, if a woman has glasses, looks like a witch, and some assets in the front, I'll say, more or less, she's like got me trapped.
In the front,
she's got some big ass titties.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say in the front.
In that Venn diagram, if she's looks like she can be a witch, has glasses and big tits, then I'm there.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been in the 60s then. Apparently, that was a go-to thing. Or the 70s.
I mean,
reincarnated. I didn't know that though. But if that's his whole thing, that's his whole thing. Like if he get her, he really won because that's Angelina Jolie. That's Hollywood royalty. He's got to take care of all them goddamn kids, but
Yeah, I was about to say.
but he, I mean, I think that's the new wave this year anyway.
What? White woman?
For you and Josh. For y'all, yes.
Yeah. So
That
in
was
Dallas,
good.
in Dallas, you see Trish Stratus, you ain't doing nothing?
Oh no, that's totally different.
Yeah. No.
That's totally different.
No.
I
You
ain't saying
can't
that
do the
about
caveat.
Stratus.
You can't be doing the caveat. No, so no.
Hey,
Either way.
what he
We'll
said,
settle
don't
that
be
for
in
another
Miss
day.
South Central. Can you, excuse me, my sister, can you tap that white one behind?
So I broke the news of this movie to you on an episode a few months back, and you were shocked. I sent you the trailer right away, and you were like all in, and that was the trailer for The Tragedy of Macbeth, directed by Joel Cohen, but I am now calling Denzel's Macbeth because that's what this movie is. It was released Christmas Day of 2021 in theaters, but it wasn't going to be on Apple TV Plus until this past Friday. So I did the free trial, and that's how I watched it. And my God, this movie is something else. I kind of needed to run it back because half the time I'm like, what are they saying? Because again, it's Shakespearean. So it's the, doth not speaketh thou. But
I see owl thou fuck them kids because he tossed that little
legit. That's the thing. So anyone knows the story of Macbeth, really it's a man, I think, from what I'm just going to explain it from the point of view of the movie. So there's a king Duncan, played by Brendan Gleeson, Mad-Eye Moody from the Harry Potter movies. He, I think, anoints his son as the next in line of something, or gives him control of this land. And Macbeth, as Denzel feels, shunted by that. Like, he's pissed that he was passed over for this guy. And so he kind of makes a plan with his wife, who almost is just like as evil as him. She's like, they're almost like Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. Like, you will take what is yours. Like, no one will give it to you. So you fucking take it. I mean, she's almost like Karen and Henry Hill in Goodfellas. Like, she hides the knives after he shows up with the knives. Like, there's blood's on my hand. And she's like, you bring the daggers here? Like,
why the fuck you bring the evidence?
Yeah, legit. But I haven't seen a movie with such amazing set design like this, and probably since Blade Runner 2049. And the cinematography, not just in terms of like, wow, look at some shots. Like, it legit feels like moving photographs. Like, I don't know how to explain it, except like they all look like portraits, but just constantly moving. And you feel like they're on stage, but also not, because again, the background is so fucking magnificent. And it's not really treated as a play either, even though that's famous for being a Shakespearean play. But what'd you think about it? And then we'll get into the Denzel performance, which might get him some gold, hopefully. But what'd you think of the movie as a whole?
Let's just do this. Let's go step by step. So what you said as far as like the set design, phenomenal. It seemed like it wasn't but a one camera setup to begin with. And then it was just a sound stage. They only used there was only like 3 different pieces at a time. So I know the budget wasn't that high, just because you could shoot that on a sound stage and they on, like I said, 3 or 4 different places in the shots. So that saved some money. I mean, the period piece stuff you got to get from the costume budget, but that's not a big problem. But it looked insane. Like, it looked like you said, like
all the costumes look.
Yeah, the costume selection, the way that it was shot was crazy. It was like a lot of like wide shots, but I think you can't do too many besides like the close-ups that you do on Denzel, and then everybody else just to, of course, get their expressions. You do a close-up, but for the most part, it was a lot of long shots. I noticed. I haven't seen a movie like that in a while, but it's
a lot of medium
reminiscent.
shots. You see a lot of people's chest to
Yeah,
head,
medium. Yeah.
and again, clear frames that sound over the shoulder. It's looking at them directly, is what I was saying. Like it's all clean. Again, what you're saying on camera, like we're shooting this person. We're not cutting back to then look at them, or the bullshit over the shoulder where you see the back of the person's head looking at them. And this is just the one Coen brother. He was kind of saying some stuff like he wouldn't have been able to make this movie with his brother. I don't know if that was a slander. I think he was just saying like I always would want to do something that wasn't us, an original idea by us or something that we've adapted. I think he maybe always had this passion for Shakespeare that maybe Ethan Coen didn't.
Right. So it's not slight. It's just, you know what I mean? It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's a different sense of direction, creative, you know, differences. So it's like if me and you want to do something different and we don't agree to it, that's perfectly fine. It's just you go do it this way, I go do it that way. So I don't think it was a slight at him at all. And I mean, it does happen a lot in business. It does happen a lot between even families. But I think in this particular aspect, it's like, yo, you know where your bread lies at. And I'm the brother.
And they haven't announced. There hasn't been anything to make the film media think that there's a breakup, much like the announcement a few months ago or weeks ago that we covered with Adam McKay and Will Ferrell, where there's since been a public falling out with those two after having a creative partnership for forever. The Coen brothers don't seem to be like the Wachowskis. What seemed to happen that maybe wasn't said about why just the one did The Matrix and the other didn't. But maybe we'll wait and see. But yeah, I mean, but what we've kind of been talking about the last 2 months since we saw the trailer, and then you saw King Richard, I still haven't, is the Oscar race for Best Actor. Will Smith won the Golden Globe last week for Best Actor in a Drama. So that's interesting. The Golden Globes, even though they're the shittiest award show ever invented, kind of get it right. I mean, kind of correctly predict what will happen at the Oscars. But sometimes, again, they're easily bribed. We'll just give awards to production studios that allow them access to movie stars. And they, again, much like the Oscars, they can be bought by campaigning and appearances by actors, directors, etc. But you thought the Will Smith performance was strong in King Richard.
Yeah, no. I still stand by that. For him to win a Golden Globe, maybe they did this as a consolation, like, hey, big dog, you ain't gonna win the Oscar, so take this.
That did happen with Mickey Rourke and The Wrestler. He won for The Wrestler. Sean Penn won the Oscar the next month for Milk, which was what I'm about to say is they'll give the Oscar to someone who played a real person, which when we have our Oscars episode, hopefully with Wise Man number 1, Cal, about how the Oscars constantly get it wrong. I think Will Smith will win the Oscar because he plays someone who's a real person. So you have to study their mannerisms and make us think for a real second. That was actually Richard Williams. That wasn't Will Smith. Whereas Denzel is not playing Denzel. He's playing Macbeth. And he's playing Macbeth who's fucking on one.
But to do that in 2021 and make it good, especially particularly because, I mean, how many people have actually read, William Shakespeare? Like, I've read it.
Well, I was just about to say, so right here, I have a scene, because when this is kind of one of the most famous scenes is, Scylla cried, sleep no more, to all the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more. Lady Macbeth, who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think? So brain sickly of things? Go get some water, and wash these filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood. I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not. But when he does that in the movie, again, he's just Macbeth don't murder sleep. Like,
that was pretty good. I ain't gonna hold you.
I do respect Shakespearean dialogue and all that. Because it just is like a mouthful for all these actors to deliver. I mean, Frances McDormand is also phenomenal as Lady Macbeth.
Yeah.
Because she fuels him. That's what's amazing. They work so great back and forth. The way she looks at him, both lovingly and like again, like a 70-man Triple H, like you have to get this done.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they won't respect you. Again, like if you were passed over, like show them why they're wrong. And he just once he goes full mad when he sees the guy who he murdered in the hall walking through the hallway, he's like, "What?" And he's losing it. They're like, "Oh,
he is going crazy.
And the guy's like, "Is he all right?" And they're like, "Oh, he's not feeling well tonight."
Don't cast upon me.
But again, it's if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Macbeth, because Hamlet is the prince figuring out who murdered his father. It was his uncle who wanted the throne, and Macbeth is that, but much more of the guilt that weighs on the mind of that and being driven into madness by your ambition. Because again, what we're skipping over is before he hears about being passed over, a witch tells him Macbeth will be king, and he's like, "But what do you mean by that? Duncan is king, and thus and such." And once he figures out what's happened, he's like, "The witch isn't right. Like I must do this to fulfill the prophecy of what she had said." But it's again phenomenal. I felt bad for Corey Hawkins, aka Dr. Dre, when him and Denzel kind of go toe to toe at the end, because Denzel, with his eyes closed, is just acting like, and it's legit. Yeah, you can, but absolutely, it worked for the character of Macduff that Corey Hawkins is playing. He's in that moment supposed to be scared, but also motivated because of what Macbeth has done to his family. But yeah, that was Jordan's walking down slowly, clock's ticking. What are you gonna do? And Corey Hawkins just like, shit, like.
But everybody says that because once again, like you said, the Jordan thing, it's like you try to do your best, and I mean you can't out act anybody. That's not how acting works. You just have to keep up.
Oh, you can
to make
because
it
watch again. Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster. He runs circles around her
because they're competitive. Being like the British actors, they're extremely competitive when you're not supposed to be. It's like, dog.
Again, my dear boy, have you tried acting?
Which is real. Like after you said that quote last week, I said, bro, that's real. Like all that sleep in this shit. Like, don't do that, bro. Y'all don't sleep enough.
Yeah.
On set. All right.
I think maybe the Denzel we're seeing on this press tour, one with promoting a Journal for Jordan, and when he was asked about Damson Idris, and then promoting this, he said like, "Christopher Nolan, call me." Like basically, I think he maybe took some of that Macbeth energy with him. He seems to be driven mad by this role.
Yeah, like he's saying names like of people I want to work with. Now, mind you, they probably like, Denzel want to work with me. I'll get the script tomorrow.
Yeah, he said, we said like, Christopher Nolan's one, Paul Thomas Anderson, Alfonso Cuarón. I'm like, it's Cuarón.
Yeah, he on the run right now. Like he want to get busy, and mind you, maybe it's because he's in his mid-60s, so it's like,
yeah,
I got more time behind me than I have in front of me.
Exactly.
So it might be that, or it's just that's how he is. Like
trying
he
to
works as
oil.
Like Denzel works as if he's poor. Like, bro, you could have retired. Like I said yesterday, you could have retired 10 years ago. You still the GOAT.
Well, because they announced the third Equalizer, and in my head, I know you're like, yes. I'm like, but why? Like,
no, I didn't like the second one.
I haven't seen either of them because I wasn't here for that.
No, the first one is good. That second one, I did not like that one. And they got RZA in that. The dude that plays RZA.
AOD Lover. Ashton
Sanders,
Sanders,
yeah. Shouts out. I keep forgetting he's from Long Beach too.
Is he? That's amazing. And he was high school Chiron in Moonlight.
Yeah, he's from Long Beach and Giveon, and they don't sound anything like they from Long Beach.
It's been on my mind.
I'm like, dog, why do you sound 65?
That was still one of my favorite moments of last year when we talked about CLB. You said, Giveon, you're from Long Beach. Why are you crying all the time? It ain't that bad.
No, Long Beach is pretty nice. Like, I don't know why.
Again, that's the whole thing about Vince Staples. He's like, I grew up in Long Beach with the surf in the sand. Like,
no, you're not that far from Orange County. Just go east. And then you don't have to sing them song. Oh, I'm on a surfboard. And she left me. Like, Giveon, bro, you 26, bro. You not 68. Why are you singing songs like this?
Take it easy.
You don't sing like that. If I ever hear you sing like, what's the man that did the song with the white dude that did the song?
Producing beats for me. I'll be singing like that.
Oh God, I don't want to hear that shit at all. You gonna be singing like Lady Gaga? What's the dude that do the collab with Lady Gaga? The older singer.
Oh,
they
Tony
just
Bennett?
Yeah, you gonna be up here singing like Tony Bennett. This is still your girl. The OG.
Ain't that a kick in the head? Dun.
Yo, Tony Bennett used to have the old hoes going crazy.
Of course, they all did. They like anyone in the Rat Pack. They showed up with their suits, drunk as fuck, being like, "I keep swinging, I keep winning." Like,
who was the other dude, man? It was another
Frankie Valli?
singer. Not Frankie Valli. It was like the 80s, man. It was one singer. It'll come back to me. I remember it. But he used to have he had all the women going crazy. It didn't matter what color. It was a white dude that used to sing. Michael Bolton.
oh yeah.
Yeah, Mike Bolton. He had them going crazy.
I think it was just because, like, well, guys like that, they're not good looking, but their voice makes them good looking. That's always the thing with musicians more often than not. I remember
that's what they used to say about Barry White.
Yeah, I remember a teacher once said, like, yeah, because you talk about the lead singer of the Cars was married to like a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, and he was an ugly guy, but like, again, hot women date, like I said a few months ago, hot women date funny guys or ugly musicians because it's that like you're talented. Maybe that's why Michelle Pfeiffer like did the stiff arm to Dawn Henley because she was like, nope.
Yo, Gene Simmons got coochie, bro.
That was the gimmick.
The motherfucker ugly. What you talking about? The gimmick of being ugly?
No, I'm saying if he was Gene Simmons, not like the Demon King or whatever, the Demon and Kiss, like he wouldn't have gotten hosed like that.
Oh, the Alice Cooper gimmick that he stole. Got you.
No, he didn't really steal Alice Cooper's
gimmick. They stole that shit, bro. Whenever you want to have that conversation, we can have that conversation.
I don't care to ever have that kind of conversation.
I know. I got a Big Mike. Don't listen to that shit, do we?
No. I mean, you and I might have to do like if you want to talk about white guy musicians, one day we will have to do the "Get Out of My Room, Mom" episode of music, where we talk about Downfall and Sum 41 and all the other like
Stain.
Yeah, Papa Roach.
Nickelback.
That's when we'll give flowers to Chad Kroger and Nickelback for creating 4 fucking amazing songs.
Yo, I wonder if they still getting royalty checks from WWE.
Oh, because they still play on Peacock?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
They still gotta be, bro, because they was like all stars in 2000, 2001.
Yeah, they were the kings of 2000s rock music. I mean,
Creed should be getting royalty checks from everybody.
I think it was shouts to Kaz. I think he had said like it's crazy how they had the WWE had the Weeknd for WrestleMania, and then they had the Migos now. Like, so they in the 2000s there was all these heavy metal, new metal, rock bands, and now they're just full on the rap, R&B, pop.
So what they gonna do for WrestleMania? Who you think they're gonna have for that? Sweetie?
Nah, they're gonna have Gunna.
We not that far. You know what's crazy? It's gonna be Sweetie or Gunna. That's crazy. I think we predicted this shit early. The phones are tapped. Fuck.
I don't know. We had predicted. I explained to you Vince McMahon being a fan of black culture last night, and that broke your brain.
No, because how you put everything together, I was like, damn, that makes sense now. So you think he did I'm gonna call your mama gimmick? He made that up, right? For Brothers Clay or whatever.
Oh, the Funkasaurus? No, because they'd use that song for Ernest the Cat Miller when he was there.
Yeah. Ernest the Cat Miller. That's the second Ernest the Cat Miller reference in the week.
Who else said it?
B that was talking about him.
He said
he talking about when I leave to work out, I look like Ernest the Cat Miller, how I be posing.
That's the funniest shit I've heard since. Oh my gosh, or Kevin Costner.
Right, that shit had me.
I thought he was. I thought he said he. I thought he was about to say like he knew karate. He was beating bitches up like Earth.
Yo, did they say Ernest was like a legit black belt?
No, they said he was. No, he was, but it's like he's probably a fake. It was one of those things.
So you think Steve Blackman lied to us?
Yeah, all 100%.
No, all right, never mind. Let's move on. Steve Blackman gonna beat your ass if you ever go to Pennsylvania.
Nah, why would I ever go to Pennsylvania?
No, don't do that. You ever been to Philly?
No.
Okay, go to Philly. You'll understand. Don't go to North Philly. Don't go to North Philly. You'll be all right.
Speaking of Philly, let's talk about this real quick before we wrap up with Macbeth. The Bel Air trailer.
Mm-hmm.
No, hard fucking pass.
Mm-mm. Amazing.
They have Jeffrey Beam Brixton from the Hobbs and Shaw.
That's what he was.
I've heard a lot about you. He's supposed to be a fuck. So Jeffrey probably worked in the fucking British government, is now a butler. Like, come on.
Wait a minute. Didn't they allude to something like that in the original Fresh Prince? Like he was a playboy. Remember the son came through? That was trying to get the money from him. Yeah, remember the one episode he had the little light skinned son that was trying to get the money from him.
No,
extorting
I don't remember that.
Damn, you remember that episode? And that's when Will had to check him like, yo, he the butler, but we love him.
Cannons to
the right. Yeah, no, he was like he was a little player. That's why he moved to America. It was some other shit that was going on with him because I remember. Yeah, they had his homeboy come through on one episode.
Jeffrey Alfred, what we're trying to say.
That's essentially what he is.
Okay.
Yeah, because his homeboy, but he don't have like. I think he do got the little hands too. I swear, I got to go back and look, but I swear he had hands on one episode. They were talking about how he used to fight back in the day. He used to have the bitches. Excuse my language. He had the females back in the day. So I think that's along the lines to what they try to do with this current rendition of him.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can see why people are going crazy. There are some good-looking women. There's some pressure on the show, but no, the rest of the trailer, I was like, no. This show is all American but basketball.
What's the problem?
And that show's fucking garbage.
You out your goddamn mind. Stop
I told you
that
that show was awful when she was like,
you don't fucking have any taste in anything. That's why. You're not a man of culture. With all due fucking respect. You don't.
What do you mean? No, come, let's speak on this.
Get the fuck out, dog. All them little artsy-fartsy goddamn movies and TV shows you watch, but you think All Americans trash on what fucking basis?
They were in a hot tub. He drags this woman out and says, she's like, why did you do this for me? I was about to be with someone and I had no confidence. And then he's like, he could be our brother.
You don't like a fucking good time? Even if it comes to that Alabama shit, you don't like a good time? Like, bruh, that's the only thing you go back to. Otherwise than that, what else can you say?
No, again, they had the dad show up. Then he dies 3 episodes before they couldn't even do like he coaches against his son storyline for a whole season. Nah.
They only have like 15 episodes, bruh. And it's supposed to be focused on one
episodes.
character.
What do you mean?
That was season 1.
No, it's not 20. They don't focus on one character. They focus on everyone. Because again, why should I care about fucking Tay Diggs and his daddy and his white wife? And then why should I care about?
Because he living like you. That's why.
Cool. I don't got no wife.
That's Tay Diggs' real life. White wife.
I'll be marrying a Latino woman just to be like, huh? Okay. Huh?
Yo, that's what he really wants. Any Latina listeners out there, please hit him up at Davis DC Colton, please. Because he really be talking about the horchata more than me. Because I'll be looking at Euphoria.
Any type is my type, is what I'm saying. But like,
that's true. But I'll be looking at Euphoria. Okay.
Get okay.
I wish I was a little bit for real. I was like that one scene. I was like, yeah.
When he won the title of the shoe, and then the other hand, like,
yeah. Remember he had, God bless the GOAT. Remember he had the little corset on when he was with China, giving her the roses, and he had the little dress pants having a match.
Mamacita. That's why I'm saying that. But no, I'm hard pass on Bel Air. Hard pass.
Why? Other than the things that you said, why? Like you don't have a real reason why you say an hard pass.
One,
You gotta watch it.
The guy who's playing Carlton looks like he's fucking 80 years old.
We don't know if it's like that's what it's gonna be, bro. They might be switching ages. Well, it's high school, but still, we don't know if he's a little bit older than Will.
No, because they're at they're at Bel Air Academy. Come on.
They didn't say anything about Ashley, right?
No, she was there.
I'm trying to remember. What the fuck? How do I forget about that?
Because again, it was just like they're all welcoming until Uncle Phil was like, "I know why we'll talk about why you're really here and all that." Again,
they made Uncle Phil look short. I ain't gonna hold you. Maybe I'm tripping. He looks short as hell.
Yeah, they got the guy. That's probably Will Smith's ego. Like the guy playing me has to be taller than everyone else. Like he probably did the Vin Diesel.
Yeah, because he remember when James Avery used to tower over him and used to give him acting lessons. He used to son him for real, for real.
Yeah,
I love them behind the scenes stories, but at the same time, you want somebody like James Avery to son you. Like he already had a resume prior to Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
and
Shredder.
Yeah, like he already had a resume, and Aunt Vivian. They already had a resume prior to doing the show.
But yeah, any other thoughts on Macbeth? I mean, do you think this will win any Oscars or no? I don't think it will.
Unfortunately, in this game, no. Just because that Joaquin Phoenix and Andrew Garfield movie is getting a lot of good like reviews and stuff. The Andrew Garfield movie is some simpy like Netflix movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Tick Tick Boom, yeah.
Yeah. That's getting a lot of notion. You said what?
Joaquin Phoenix isn't in that.
No. I said the Andrew Garfield movie. I didn't know the name. Sorry, I didn't phrase it properly. And then whatever movie that Joaquin Phoenix did is supposed to be getting some traction. I don't know what it's about. But...
Oh yeah, the Come On, where he plays a podcaster. Yeah.
That's what it's about?
Yeah, some like NPR type podcaster. Yeah.
Dog, everybody in the podcast game now. Joaquin Phoenix. I'm about to fucking retire.
What else is there? There's Benedict Cumberbatch in The Power of the Dog.
Is the Pig movie getting nominated?
Well, with Nick Cage?
Yeah.
No, he'll probably get nominated for the movie where he plays Nick Cage, though.
And Tiffany Haddish is in it.
Yeah.
Pressure. But in all seriousness, she need to get better. She going through a lot of shit right now. Like that picture told me everything.
I didn't see that. I just saw someone tweet something. And I didn't see what's going on.
Brother, she was dumb high. You know, when you got to be high as fuck for your eyes to be pink and red at the same time. She's stupid high. Yeesh. They said a DUI. I'm like, you can't be like, yo, she was faded. Like when you take your mug shot and laugh, you high as shit. But you know, she going through a lot of shit right now. So for real, in all seriousness, I hope she get better.
Yeah, for real. Damn.
I'll take her to Outback Steakhouse and we'll talk. I'll rub bloom and onion.
But yeah, I don't think the movie as a whole will get any. I don't think Denzel will get any award. I don't think
Francis he gives a shit. You know he don't give a shit. Just, I got fucking paid. That's his whole thing.
I mean, but Frances McDormand has won, I think, 3 Oscars now. She won for No Man Land last year, right? Yeah. I don't think they'll reward her. She's almost surpassing Meryl Streep as the best actress of all time, which is crazy to say, but.
Yeah, Meryl Streep definitely ain't getting. I take that back. She's probably gonna get nominated for that Don't Look Up movie.
No, because she's horrible in that movie. Everyone's
it don't matter. What did you just say? You said her name.
No, she will get nominated, but I'm saying, but like she won't win. She'll get nominated. But yeah,
it don't matter. She know at this point, like, yo, if I just get nominated, that's cool. I don't even care about winning no more. I got fucking 3 or 4.
Yeah, the only one who was good in that movie was Jonah Hill, but he was doing that just like he was doing the Jonah Hill thing.
Exactly. Did you finally have a chance to see it?
Yeah, I remember I told you we kind of reviewed it a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I want to make sure.
I don't know, it was fucking god awful. That's why I was pissed. Like Adam McKay either needs to step the fuck up, or if this Lakers show is bad, then he needs to go away.
Oh yeah, that's when we start talking about it.
Yeah,
we was talking about that, and I had the Wi-Fi issues. So yeah.
No,
I was too irate from that shit.
That movie pissed me off. Yeah, like I know the planet's dying. You don't need to keep fucking telling me. Like.
But I think it was the whole point. The reason why I liked it because they tried shit and it didn't work, and then at the end,
it's also just a bad movie too, just like how it's made with his styles. Like I said, it's getting worse and worse with the close cutting and the zoom in, zoom out, and I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't need to see Jennifer Lawrence big face ass all the time.
Okay,
do a wide shot for that.
Book of Boba Fett. I finally watched the first 2 episodes this week, and then I just watched episode 3 this morning. What are your thoughts on it so far?
Amazing, brother. They got another one. Disney, you keep getting me. And I had to use Davis login, but y'all keep getting me. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Just when I think about that, pull me back in.
Just when I think I get away from Disney Plus, it's like, guess what? It did now if I want to get away. No, but you like Moon Knight. Yeah, I do like Moon Knight.
Yeah, the trailer for that will be dropping tomorrow.
Yeah, on MLK Day. Ain't that a bitch? And he all white. Wait, what happened on BRP? And Big Mike no sold it. He walked away. Oh,
no, that was for something else. I think he actually got up for something, but the optics made it seem like that's what made him get up. I forgot too. Damn it. If anyone's listening to BRP, my dad's been on 2 episodes there. We might get my dad on an episode here to talk about his taste in movies and TV.
What do you think about Fast and the Furious? I don't.
That's when I was like, you gotta leave. You gotta leave now.
But he loves Twilight, which is hilarious.
Yeah. God.
So is he gonna watch the Batman because of Robert Pattinson?
I think so. We were kind of talking about it a few weeks ago. I think he will.
I don't.
We'll do a live from the theater review.
Oh no! Hey, I told y'all when that movie come out, and something that we was on yesterday. When that movie come out, bro, I'm doing the
traveling road show. The 3 of y'all should get in a van, drive to every state, watch the movie, interview people as they leave.
Oh yeah. So what y'all think about it? I think it was all right. It doesn't matter what you think about.
I knew it was coming. That was perfect use of it.
The Banks says, know your road and shut your mouth.
Before I stick this some bitch sideways, let's stick it straight up your candy. Yeah.
And then say the line from Fast Five. Think you got a choice, boy. You gonna watch this movie again?
You got a goddamn choice, boy.
You gonna watch this movie again?
My thoughts on Book of Boba Fett so far. I like it. I don't love it. I think The Mandalorian's better, but I do like this look at. That's really the look of what it's like to be a bounty hunter in The Mandalorian. This is what it's like to be a crime lord in this universe. So I like that aspect of it. But I did think the second episode with him and the Tuscan Raiders, that origin story, that was pretty good. Everything else, kind of like this, who's behind the assassination and all that is kind of weighing on me a little bit. I would rather just be, again, straight order of his origin from the Sarlacc pit, Tuscan Raiders, whatever else happens, and then he shows up and takes over as crime lord of Mos Espa. And again, the directing isn't as strong, even though Robert Rodriguez is involved. The action's kind of been meh compared to the Mandalorian's action. I don't know if that's just Tamora Morrison can only do so much, or they're just maybe waiting, kind of building it up.
That's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, I think, and it's more what I said, they're really kind of treating it like a mob movie about there was some good acting though, especially with Ming-Na Wen, who was the voice of Mulan. She's great. She's great in her in the episode she was on The Mandalorian. But when him and her,
good. She fit something. Still look good. Oh my god!
When him and her have the scenes of what should we do, and she's like this, and her being his consigliere, those scenes are the strongest of the show. When he's like, I need to send a message. She's like, you do that now. Don't do that now. You got to focus, eat something, and all that. Their back and forth, their chemistry is good, but everything else I'm kind of about. I don't dislike. There was that bullshit about the gang that they hired recently in this episode with the colorful motorcycles. There was a lot of this isn't Star Wars. I'm like, have you not seen the fucking prequel trilogy where Anakin Skywalker drives a bright yellow fucking speeder that's like a taxi, or his own ship is bright yellow?
Right.
It's also a different aspect. I kind of liked that. There's again, these are supposed to the young fucking youths. I kind of like that aspect of it, but again, it's just a different look. And there's Wookiee, the gladiator. That was a badass fight scene when he shows up. He takes him right out the tank, like Ving Rhames and Baby Boy, which Harry's like, oh, I got your ass now. Like,
shaking like that. Great freak. Like, no, you're not getting away from a Wookiee, bro.
Yeah. And shouts they had during Danny Trejo, Robert Rodriguez's right hand man, show up in the episode with the Rancor. That was dope. Machete.
Yeah. That's what's up too. They kept a good relationship, but I think Danny Trejo, that's how he got into acting. Because Alex Rodriguez saw him like as an extra.
Robert Rodriguez.
What'd I say?
Alex Rodriguez.
My fault. Sorry, A-Rod.
Yeah, no, I forgot. Yeah, there was something with Danny Trejo, and I think it was Robert Rodriguez saw him and like
as an extra. Look. Yeah.
Yeah. And he has the giant fucking chest tattoo. And then legit puts him in everything, which I love. When people have recurring players. He's
another can't go back all-star. Look at his resume.
Oh yeah,
you might have not heard a lot about those movies, but that tell you everything you need to know about him.
He's been in Heat. He's been in Spy Kids. He's also got like legit movies too. Yeah, he is a king of straight to DVD, but he's also like he's been in some shit.
But that lets you know can't go back all-star. I got in the game late. I ain't never going back to where I'm from. I forgot where you from. I think you're from LA too. I ain't never going back.
It is like a legit. Maybe it's also the no, because didn't he stop a mugging or something? Yeah, he did. I remember because like there was a thing where he like stopped a robbery or something like that. Like a woman was being robbed, and I think he intervened. Because I'm like,
he was famous.
Yeah, it had to been like sometime last decade.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, because I'm just saying, like, he always plays the tough guy in movies because he has that great look.
But I think he legit from that.
But I'm saying, like, it's because he's
he did serve time. Guy. Yeah, he served time. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's from LA. If you're looking that up,
born in Los Angeles.
Yeah, okay.
Robert Rodriguez is his second cousin. That's what it's saying.
And Robert is from Texas, if I'm not mistaken. He's from San Antonio. Yeah, okay. So that makes a lot more sense. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. LA, Texas, a lot of Latinos, they have family members in Texas. Okay.
Oh, hang on. In August 2019, he witnessed a car colliding with an SUV at an intersection and helped extract a 5-year-old trapped in a child safety seat inside the overturned SUV. In relation to the incident, he was quoted saying, "Everything good that happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else." Wow. So, well, he's a legit superhero. Shit.
Right. And really, he's right, bro. When you do right, your blessings come back.
During the filming of Blood In, Blood Out, he was. He helped someone. Huh. I thought he had stopped a mugging or something like that.
Still saving the kid is pretty noble. That's crazy.
Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else who's similar in that aspect, but he's a fan of the Los Angeles Rams. That's a shame. I think someone did. I think there was a picture that they tweeted like Machete at the Rams game. I'm like, I ain't celebrating last week's win like that if I see Machete around. No, sir. Like,
hey man, the Raiders left town. They left, went to the Bay, then they went to Las Vegas. So I'm more surprised he ain't a Raiders fan. That's kind of racial to say that, but I mean, a lot of Hispanics in Los Angeles are Raider fans to this day. Besides CJ, but he's from up north, so that makes sense.
Shouts to CJ Graham, Ben, Son of Mars, that Public Enemies. Shouts to them.
And I knew they wasn't gonna win yesterday. The Raiders.
Oh, of course not. Right. Just like your boys ain't gonna win today.
You out your fucking mind. You can wear all that shit you want. It ain't gonna help. I refuse to believe Nick Bosa gonna win anything, bro. Because his celebration is gonna be bad. He gonna be dancing just like that too. Nick Bosa definitely gonna be dancing like that.
Homelander? I forgot whoever said that he was Homelander. That was one of the brilliant Twitter geniuses that was like Nick Bosa's Homelander.
It makes so much sense too.
Yeah. No, that's it. I've said this countless times. I hate that Nick Bosa definitely is a MAGA bro, but when he's on the football field, he's a hell of a football player. Like
That's it. That's all I can say. Professionally, no, he's correct. Him and his brother.
No, but I'm saying if he was on another team, I'd be like, yeah, fuck that man, I'm douche. But it was on my like, go get that sack. Yep.
Yeah, no, he's cool. I just can't let him sack me because he might say something.
Yeah, he definitely is the Seth Rollins. What are you thinking, boy? He's Seth Rollins in that aspect.
Oh no, when he tackled Dak, he gonna be half a boy.
Okay, no.
Half boy, what you think? I think it's amazing. Dak be trying to talk cool. He ain't gonna talk cool then. It's gonna be like when he got his ass beat at the beach.
What are you predicting? Because it'll be funny when this episode airs after the game. We might try to upload it during halftime, hopefully. But we won't finish. We'll end right when the game starts. Well, what do you think the score will be? I think it'll be a close game.
I want to say 33-27.
Yeah, I think along the line of a 31-24, 28 type of a score.
I probably curse myself because when I do this, when Cowboys score, it never goes right. Like we win by field goals.
We'll just have to wait and see. But Book of Boba Fett being this year is because Pedro Pascal is busy doing The Last of Us on HBO, so they took a break for The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of like kind of them explaining the origins of the Tuscan Raiders, aka the Sand People? I've always
The what people?
The Sand People. What do you think I said?
Carry on. Bro.
Oh, you gotta relax. You gotta relax. Don't ever do that again. Because I've always wondered, are they supposed to be like humans or legit? Like it doesn't. I still don't understand the optics of like that. Like
no, they're not humans.
Because
they're saying
they have the mask and they're what? Okay, I'm just gonna get by. we're just gonna steer out of here now. However,
they're covered, they're saying people.
That train sequence was pretty dope though, with basically them robbing the train and then they fight like the fish looking fuckers. Like all right, you gotta stop looking at me every time I say something.
Because I want to take the joke somewhere else.
Because you want to say the other type of fish. I get it. Ha ha ha. Grow the fuck up. Be a professional for once. I'm acting like Fred Hart. You're acting like Shawn Michaels. Being like, whoa, look what I'm doing with this flag. Whoa.
Well, the difference between me and Shawn Michaels is I can say nigga.
God damn it.
No, but the train fighting the fish people.
Yeah, when like they take off their helmets and they're fish people. I'm like, see, this is why what I don't really like about Star Wars as much as like all like the creatures they have and all that. I just always been like kind of out on that aspect. But
yeah, some Jim Henson type shit, bro.
Yeah, and puppets and like things that have 8 arms and like again like the mayor is this guy that looks like a brain that like
it makes sense.
Voice box. They have the people like the long fucking ears or whatever. Like,
but remember that's based on like the old what's the founders Scientology? Yeah, those type of comics like from 19. Yeah, that type of shit where it's just like the fucking aliens just got a brain and a little body and then they could cover themselves up. So that's where all that comes from. That's why I don't really have a problem with it. But you're right, the little serial cartoons back in like the 50s and 60s. Yeah, when the invasion strikes.
Yeah, it was definitely. Because George Lucas couldn't make Flash Gordon, he made his own. He wanted to make a Flash. He wanted to make a Flash Gordon movie, but they're like, no. And he's like, well, I'm gonna make my own Flash Gordon movie, I guess. I think it'd be pretty cool.
That's another Bay Area legend.
Yeah, it is true. Though he went to USC.
I mean, best film program probably in the world. That's what I understand.
But I want to see the show about the Jawas and like them moving dope and just like stealing shit. You know what I mean? Because they're always like little fuckers. And like they took his armor when he was fucking after he got out of the like, they got like You got knocked the fuck out, and just like.
Yo, them motherfuckers be stealing hubcaps, bro. They had
That's what I'm
hubcaps.
saying. I want like the Euphoria version of them. Like we're high off of cyber dust. Like yo.
Yo, you got it perfectly because I got more jokes about that. I was like, they still hubcaps. See, no, they ain't motherfuckers going around. They just that's
like,
what
the whole point about the second episode of The Mandalorian was the egg. They're like the egg, and they just crack that shit open and like play with the. That's like them getting if they get high off of that shit, like.
But remember in A New Hope, before they got shot the fuck up, they was out here stealing CP3O and
yeah, R2D2. They were fucking.
They stole this whole little body.
They're legit. They were selling robots. Like, hey, 2 for $5. 2 for $5. These droids, 2 for $5. Right. Is that the name of the episode? These droids, 2 for $5.
That's about to be the future. Apparently, the fucking droids got facial expressions now. So
oh yeah, you were freaked out by that, huh?
No, we're fucking over. It's it, bro. It's fucking over, bro. I gotta worry about fucking the virus and this.
I gotta worry about getting killed on the street. I gotta go home to this.
You can't slap this robot though. Fucking arm gonna break.
No, that's the thing. Like, if you just like try to cut their face and you just like legit the movies when it shows like there was a robot in it, you're like, oh fuck, and they go fucking
run. I seen Terminator. Remember how that went? Cut the arm. Cut that arm off to get the bullet out. Yo, they referenced him in the last Terminator movie, which was really good, and it threw me off. The last Terminator movie that came out.
We'll be talking about Robert Patrick a little bit later, but yeah, I mean,
there you go.
The Book of Boba Fett, yeah, I mean, like I said, I'd say it's all right. It's 8 out of 10 for me so far. Whereas The Mandalorian were 9.5 out of 10, but it's only episode 3.
Yeah, that's all. And then you know how they like to do the build up shit because apparently
exactly
it's a Han Solo appearance that's about to happen.
And well, again, I remember seeing that first clip of The Mandalorian on Monday Night Football and be like, oh, this looks horrible, and then it got better. But I mean, just like how that scene was filmed, it made it seem like very low rent, and sometimes this feels like that a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like this is a show on a sci-fi network, but anyway. We'll kind of review it, I think, as the season ends. We'll do a recap.
It's early. Yeah. It's early. They're very good at marketing. Like, yo, we're going to give you the bullshit in the beginning because y'all going to watch anyway.
That's it. That's the thing. Like, every week when they're like chapter 3s tomorrow, I'm like, damn, they do a hell of a job promoting the show and like teasing it, which is what I'm trying to take and do for us with our show. Like, look what we're going to talk about. Fucking subscribe. Like, But
they just a master at marketing. That's
they got
all
all the money. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, but even when they had a little bit less money, even though they've always been worth billions, even though they got a little bit less money, that's what they was doing with us with the VHS tapes. Oh, you want Lion King 1.5? Then we got fucking Aladdin 1.5 and shit like that. They very good at throwing it in your face, like, here, you want this, huh? Here, you want this. So,
my only problem is, so the Hutts. Why are everyone scared of the Hutts? They can't do shit. They're like Great Khali. Like, how are they gonna fight you? Like, I don't want to be like Scott Steiner. He's fat. Like, but like, how are they gonna beat your ass when they are literally being carried on a throne? Everyone's like, oh, the Hutts. The Hutts. Like, all you gotta do, shoot them. It's like, so shoot him.
Can we go to episode that?
What?
The Great Khali. Chopping a Hunt and the Great Khali.
No. Because I mean,
Khali the Hunt. Khali the Hunt.
I mean, not Great Khali's not accurate. It'd really be more Abdullah the Butcher. But again, Abdullah the Butcher would fuck people up, so that's the iron. That doesn't work either.
Yeah, we can't call it that for a lot of reasons. That would be hilarious because nobody likes Abdullah the Butcher, but still, I don't know if we can do that.
But I'm just saying, like, again, he showed up at the end of Mandalorian season 2, just shot his ass and then took the throne. And then people are like, the Hutts are coming. It's like, shoot him. That's all you gotta do.
Dog, it's just I don't understand that either because the motherfucker just
slugs on HGH. That's what they are.
Each by you know not like I don't understand. Yeah, I guess because they got bread. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I could think of because they do seem like they had the most money. Yo, this is a poor ass universe. except for certain people.
Yeah, well, I think we've all kind of known that because, like, in
I just
Solo,
thought of that. I'm like, damn, nobody got no money.
Yeah, in Solo they only get like, and they have no water.
Damn, you're right. Shit, Dune is just a dope Star Wars.
That was the thing about the Tuscan Raiders thing. Like, this is basically Dune. That whole thing about like they own the sand of the sea sand. And
no, nobody. Hey, yo, that might be the title. Nobody has money in the Star Wars universe. Like, bruh, nobody got bread except for the Hunts, apparently. And then some of like the emperors. And even then, you don't see them like buying shit. They just got big ass robes and power.
yeah, everyone has robes.
Damn, Jabba might be the only motherfucker with some money. Because he be putting bounties on people's head.
I was going to say, that's why everyone's a bounty hunter.
Damn, but he be having the money to front to put the bounties on people's head.
See that, and then that's the Western aspect of it. Because no one's rich in the West except two people.
And they don't even barter properly. They just be like stealing shit. Like even Han Solo in the New Hope was like, "Yo, I'll do this for you, but you gotta give me this."
His terms were poorly negotiated.
Damn, bro, that makes me like Star Wars even more. These motherfuckers just bartering. It's crime and bartering.
Yeah.
So it's about to be America in 2023.
Well, no, because it's legit based off like Westerns. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about to be America next year. Watch.
That too, yeah. But how do we say? Well, you know what? Shouts to Stephen Root. He was in Macbeth, and then he was in this week's Book of Boba Fett. He had that crazy scene in Macbeth where he's the guy in like the dungeon or the basement, and he shows up, and then he walks, has the whole speech, and he trips. And then he shows up in the opening scene of Book of Boba Fett, being like, "I have the water supply; it's being stolen." But he's famous for being the voice of Bill Dauterive on King of the Hill, being what's his name in Office Space Stapler. They took my stapler, and he's great on Barry on HBO as the boss to Bill Hader's Barry.
That's my stapler.
That's my stapler.
That's my stapler. What he says.
He's a great actor. He's phenomenal on Barry. Have you caught up with him yet, or no?
I fell out after like episode 3, first season. Not saying it was a bad show, but I got
back in. So you haven't because we had talked about it a few weeks ago, and you said you were going to get back in. Yeah, probably when season 3 comes out, we'll talk about that. You'll have plenty of time to get back into it.
Yeah, I'll get back into it because I think it's a good show. I just fell out because I like the whole concept. Like this motherfucker's a hitman, but then he wanted to be. Well, he had to play like an actor. Now he's serious about acting.
Basically, your life.
We snitching. You're next.
Speaking of snitching, Euphoria. What happens when you snitch in Euphoria?
Hey, the receipt was dealt. I fuck with that. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna get you." I love that shit. That's why he didn't say that.
No, so I had told you to get on Euphoria. Like you had kind of seen some stuff on the town, but you didn't watch it.
Yeah, this was you and somebody else told me to watch Euphoria. Probably Antonio.
But this was 2020 when season 2 was supposed to happen, but it didn't because of COVID. I was like, you got to tap into this show. It's turned up Degrassi. And you were like, bet, okay. And then we had the special episode at the end of 2020, the Rue episode, and then the Jules episode, which I finally watched last week. That was a tough one. That was a tough one, but it was good. Just saying the subject matter is always just like, whew. This show is the ultimate, like, it breaks your heart every 15 minutes and then puts it back together for 5 minutes with something like, oh, and then, like, breaks it again.
Ain't gonna hold you. Starting not to feel bad about Zendaya. Starting not to give a fuck anymore. Yeah, I'm starting not to give a fuck no more.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, but I'm glad that they at least, that's what I'm worried about the show in the long run. Like, I don't want to continue to see this person recover and then relapse.
She got to go.
But we'll see. I don't think the show has that much of a long life because, I mean, are they going to follow them into college? They're only juniors right now. And that was the thing. I think some people are like, why is McKay hanging out with these high schoolers? Like, I believe this is right when season 1 ended, which was like the winter dance. So he's a freshman and they're juniors. I don't think a year has passed because the show wasn't on. It kind of seems like when Jules leaves, she gets back. It's probably only been like a few weeks, maybe.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm
I'm
gonna let
saying
you
that
get
is
back to
weird
your
behavior.
statement.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you get back to your statement, but I don't think she's gonna last that long. Not
Her
Jules.
character?
Zendaya. Yeah, she about to go, bro.
Rue? Maybe
You
just
doing
because
too much dope
Zendaya.
at 18. You gotta go.
Yeah. But that's the thing we've kind of saw with her in this episode is like her heart gives out and then restarts basically. So I think they're kind of teased that she might die or who
she's
knows
out of
what'll
here.
happen.
And she too booked up.
That's what I was
she's
about to
to
say
be
too.
the it thing in Hollywood. She's too booked up. She's out of
She
here.
has Dune Part 2 and then whatever. I mean, she had another movie that was announced.
The biopic movie, right?
Yeah, something like that. But that's why she's a producer right now as well, and also because she won the fucking Emmy, for season 1. But like I said, I think that's also why Sam Levinson is doing the other show with The Weeknd because he probably only sees Euphoria only having a 3 to 4 season run. It probably will end when they graduate because would you really want to see these again people in college or as adults? It would be funny to have like the last season be like different actors play them when they are like 20 or something like that for a short season or something, but the Fezco. So we finally got Fezco's origin story. That was the great thing about the show in season 1. It's formula. Like the first 8 minutes were a character's origin story narrated by Rue. And like I kind of said elsewhere that this origin story reminded me of an aunt of mine and kind of how she did shit back in the day.
Hey,
but
I was scrolling Scott Steiner when I was looking at that whole opening. You know when he was talking to what's his name? Get my bag. Who? Tyson Tomko when he's talking to Tyson.
Oh.
You are white. Trey, you're white.
But so we see that his mom was a gangster. Like she goes and fucking shoots his dad in the fucking thighs while he's getting blown, and she says, "You're gonna come live with me now."
That was his grandmother, right?
Yeah,
his grandmother.
And then she goes and all like, "Your mother had a beautiful heart, and she was taken advantage of and all that." And it's funny when they explain how Ashtray came to be. This baby just is there. He's like, "Sup?" as this baby just falls down, and him taking a bath in the sink and then grabbing the cigarette from the ashtray. And it was hilarious, but also like, like she's like, "Oh, my little ashtray! Oh, that's what we're gonna call you, Ashtray."
And grandmother said the dope fiend was using this as lateral. I said, "See,
yeah,
white people, you have these problems too."
She said, "Come back and get the baby later. Just use it as collateral." Like, god damn,
it happens often. I'm glad the white people y'all get y'all turn since y'all always want y'all turn about something.
But it's when you see him as a genius, like he knows all the math because he's fucking weighing product in class. So he's like, "That's 2.8 grams." Multiply by that, and the teacher's like, "That is correct." And it's like,
bro, the drug dealers are the greatest mathematicians ever.
Yeah,
like they know math like a motherfucker.
That's why Big Worm was like, "Where's my money, Smokey?" Like,
he knew the exact
20,
amount.
40, 50, 20, 40, 60, 20, 60.
You try to flip it over.
Yeah.
Why you playing?
But and then we see why he has that scar because he got a brain injury at a young age. And that's what I mean. Like it builds you up like, oh, it's so sweet. Like his grandma's taking care of him. He's got a baby brother, and then tragedy strikes. She has a health issue, and then I can't skip over the why you bring a kid to a drug deal? She's my business partner. That's not no kid. And then he runs it back when he's running the game with Ashtray. Like, why'd you bring a little kid to my drug deal? He's like, he's not a kid. He's my business partner. But I just love it. Fezco's been one of my favorite characters on the show. Again, he's like, said it to Nate, and we'll get to that part. Like, that's not my family, man. I'm telling you now. You fuck with them, I'll fucking kill you. And then Nate snitched on him.
G shit.
They had the cops show up, and he had to flush all the drugs. And then that's why at the end of season 1, that's when this episode picks off. He robs a guy. I think he robs the supply that the guy who was his dealer, his supplier.
Yeah, the Mexican dude they gave Shorty.
Yeah, he robs the doctor. Yeah, he robs the doctor that was supplying the guy that gave Rue the fentanyl. And then Ashtray shows up with a legit hammer and just jumps up and What's funny? He's like, dude, what the fuck you doing? Like,
Look, now I know why Van said he needed to play Jason Todd. I was like, okay.
no, Damian Wayne. Damian Wayne is what he said.
Oh yeah, my fault. He said Damian
Yeah, he
Wayne.
was
No,
brilliant. I forgot because he had retweeted that thing where the kid wasn't an actor. He was legit like child boxer.
Yeah, and like a gymnast and all that. So he should play Damien.
I mean, it's a Warner Brothers property. I mean, Marvel would do. I mean, Disney would do that with Star Wars and Marvel if they had it. But those idiots at Warner Brothers,
they better do something with that. Because because I knew something was going on when he leaped off the couch with a crowbar. I said, wait a minute now. I said, this look like a legit. I see, bam, hit that motherfucker on the side of his head.
But after they have all the crazy drug deal, which is just like that's real anxiety. That whole scene at that apartment with the guy like, take off your clothes, and the woman who's just like, okay, how many drugs do you want to buy?
Oh shit!
Yeah,
just fire
speed it up. So the whole Nate Fezco thing again, shit had been brewing. Again, what did fucking Johnny Tran say? Someone narked me out, and it was you. Except Dom Toretto again didn't narc, but Nate did. So Fezco and Austin 316 and just beat the shit out of him after he'd spent the whole rest of the episode prior talking with Lexi and having a great like, oh, like he's like, I like you, Lexi. That's a good name. You know shit. That's cool. And like, I just hope those two get together, even though it's like he's a drug dealer and she's like a genius, nice girl. Yeah.
That's why I liked it. I was like, okay, I like where this could lead for him. But
yeah,
he might have fucked that up.
No, but it's funny. I think it was like the Goodfellas thing where like, again, very similar, like, stay here, walks down the street. What do you want, fucker? I swear on my mother, you're fucking dead. Like, there was that for this generation. And like the whole time she's watching, like how Karen watching, and she's like, he told me to hide the gun. I admit, I was kind of turned on by it. I think Lexi was looking like, God damn, he did that. And again, no one likes Nate except Maddie and now my girl, Cassie, Sydney Sweeney.
You forgot about that one scene.
We'll get back to that. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, that was the big highlight of the episode was Fezco legit, like, everyone. Nate, see, there was a thing before I got into the podcast game, I was going to try to get back into the blogging game about, like, the big villains of, like, 2017 to now. Because we had fucking Killmonger, Tommaso Ciampa, Thanos, and then fucking Nate from Euphoria. Being like the biggest villains in pop culture, for a stretch. Because again, this guy, like, he fucking catfished Jules and used her to beat a case. All the shit with Fezco and all the shit with Maddie, it's just like insane. Like, this guy legit is a monster, but you see why because he has daddy issues because his dad's the same way. But he had that shit coming. Again, he said, it's New Year, Playboy. If someone's calling you Playboy, I feel like that's a bad sign. Like,
yeah, because when I said it sometimes out of love, or I just meant it like, hey, you got it, bruh. That's what I usually mean. You got it.
Yeah, that's in that tone of voice, it was legit like, yeah, that's when he knew he fucked up because
the receipt was coming.
Yeah.
But I like that
the whole around the party too, and then like he's talking to Lexi, then he goes back, he's just like he's still there. And it was perfect. He had called Asher, he's like, start the car. Like,
yo, he's my MVP. I've always liked him since season 1, but nah, he showed me. He said the receipt is coming, especially because you snitching or something like that. Like, nah, bro, I don't give a fuck what's going on in your life. It's rules to this life shit.
Yeah.
So he said, fuck that, and then he put them paws on him. I said, yeah, hit him again. I'm with all that shit. Fuck all that. If you gonna hit somebody one time, hit them 3 more times. Fuck that.
Yeah, I think some people were putting the Stone Cold Eric Bischoff, beat his ass, damn it, kick his ass, relax, I don't want to see him beat his ass. Do it again.
Don't that bastard, okay?
That's literally what everyone was like, let's go.
Yeah, beat the fuck out of him, bro. Ain't nobody fucking with him.
Yeah,
he's a great heel, though.
He had to take off his fucking. That's what I was saying. Like, we might have to do the villains episode ourselves. Like, so there was that's somewhere 2018 with Killmonger, Ciampa, and Thanos. That was legendary. They're just like, holy shit, bad guys are bad guys. Like,
yeah.
Even though Killmonger had a point, but I'm just saying he was also a bad guy.
Yeah, because this motherfucker is low key the worst out of all of them.
Yeah.
Because he got an origin story that you see, but at the same time, fuck all that shit.
Again, that's the whole point of the show. I'm saying, like, you'll like, like it breaks your heart every 10 minutes with, and like you see Rue's relapse, but then she sees Jules, and like they kind of, it seems like they're getting back together, but Rue's on drugs again, and then there's this whole guy with the face tattoo showing up, and that's probably going to wreck everything. And then we'll now talk about this stuff with Maddie and your man, Lil Meech from BMF.
Hey, man. I wish I was Lil Meech.
I mean, this man had the full Playboy outfit, the Playboy shirt, the Playboy pants. And he was like, I didn't know what this guy sounded like, but his voice threw me off for a second. He was like, hey, girl, what you doing?
You never watch BMF?
Nah.
That's why you need to watch BMF. Because that shows like Detroit people sound like us, like LA people. We got the same accent.
We're not doing this again. We're not doing this.
Because it be Detroit rappers I listen to. I be thinking they from LA. Nah, they from Detroit.
But yeah, he was doing the "Can I kiss you?" And she was like, "No." And then you were like, "He's just like me."
I was like, "Please."
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, like so. She's obviously not with Nate anymore, but Nate was with my girl Cassie because they had the weird scene in the car where this man's driving 100 miles per hour. Just like, did he set that up knowing the beer would splash on her? And it feels like a David Lynch scene because then she's putting her like half her body out the window, and it's like a weird like Cronenberg crash type. Yeah, well, she was, and then she's also like turned on by it, and I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on here? And then they're banging in the bathroom, and then, are you taking a shit? Are you taking a shit at a party? That whole thing, and then so when she pees and then throws a towel on Sydney Sweeney, I still would. I still
would what?
Towel on the after the towel on the face, I still would. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I know what you allude to, but I'm like, all right.
But
moving on, because I'm like looking at you like, okay.
Everyone knows. I'm just saying, but
because I want to say something, but let's keep.
No, say it. Say it. No, say it. We're here to say it because all week you've been like, come on.
Hey man, hey, just understand, bro. Even if it's that time, you could use a towel.
But yeah, I'm just glad the show's back. This was one of my favorite shows when it was released in the summer of 2019. Again, took forever to get to season 2. Spent all last weekend rewatching, even though I basically had remembered everything that happened, but rewatching just to, again, so well made. The cinematography on the show is one of the best on TV. Again, apparently they're using real film to capture it, which is probably pissing off Christopher Nolan because he's like, this should be saved for the theater, not for the television.
No, it looks extremely good. That's what I always say about it. It look like some dream, except for they living in
it. And that's and there's all this talk about, oh, my high school was never like that, or how can all these kids do, like, is this even realistic to kids in high school now? Like, that doesn't, it's a TV show. It's supposed to be outrageous and all that. And as we learned from Malcolm and Marie, Sam Levinson kind of has these thoughts that he wants to explore and comment on. I think this is also a good recovery from that because that was kind of a bad movie, in my opinion, even though we both liked the stars. I mean, I liked everyone that was involved, him, Zendaya, John David Washington, but it should have been a short film, is what we talked about when we briefly reviewed it last year. It was just too long to watch a couple fight over bullshit like that for an hour and a half.
It was a Twitter space. That's all it was. Or it was these podcasts that people talk about.
What is now a Twitter space and people are using podcasting for now because they're probably motivated by watching Malcolm and Marie.
I just think that it's crazy that she didn't support his dreams.
But again, he took her life stories, though, was the point of that. And that was Sam Levinson apparently reckoning with his own life because he had forgot to thank his wife or girlfriend when he was at when he won some award or something or promoting this movie. But
And
that
she got
does
mad at
kill.
him.
Yeah, that does kill relationships because I think Ben Affleck did the same thing when he won the Oscar. Jennifer Gardner was just sitting there and he was just like, marriage is hard. It takes work or something like that.
Oh, he was burying her in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Like, if you forget to say something about your spouse, then yeah, just take that L, bro. Because you should have said something. But like when you start burying, it's like
That's why I always like when people go out of their way. Like Bobby Cannavale had a good one where when he won an Emmy for Boardwalk Empire, he's like, "To the love of my life, Rose Byrne, thank you." I always like when people go OD with the love and admiration for their loved one, because I would do the same thing. Like, don't forget when Drake gave Rihanna the MTV Vanguard Award. He was like, "I've been loving this woman. I've been in love with this woman since I was 22 years old." And then she was just like, "Nah." She just like kissed me on the cheek, and then nothing was the same after that. Pun intended.
hell no, ain't no way she would did that to me. Boy, ain't no way, boy. I'm too flawed for that. Like right here, pal. Right here, right in the kisser.
You're really like Brock Lesnar. Give me a kiss. Come on, kiss me.
Yeah. Like same time.
From one HBO Max show. Well, I mean that's really an HBO show that I watch on HBO Max. To an HBO Max original.
To an original masterpiece.
That as well, but we are doing these ads for free, HBO. We would like to be compensated to promote your amazing streaming platform.
Nah, I'm dead serious. I'm about to start reaching out to them because this can't keep happening.
Because now we are talking about the one and only, the Tony Yayo influenced John Cena. You know what? I'm going to say it right now. This future Emmy winner, John Cena. Yeah. He'll win an Emmy for this show. I'm putting it out there. Peacemaker. It dropped Thursday. I was at work and then I had to record BRP, so I didn't watch it till Friday, but you would send me some text being like, this show is insane. And I was like, I bet. But you're like, no, it's insane.
Yeah.
We both had the Suicide Squad on our end of the year list. And John Cena's performance in that was one of that movie's biggest strengths and why it was so great. His comedic timing, his seriousness, the action, all of it. He was perfect in that movie. And I think that's why James Gunn wanted to continue with him and have all those other characters. There was a lot there to uncover why he was the way he was, etc. And the show picks off right where it ended. The great speech with the guy with the janitor, like, Aquaman fucks fish. Oh, no, he doesn't. Don't say that. He's like, fuck women? That's fine. Dudes, I don't care. But a fish, that's where I draw the line. The comedy is great. There are some jokes that don't hit, but some that are amazing. And the action, again, it's that James Gunn turned to 11 action that we saw in the Suicide Squad, but also some of that great camera movement that's been in the Guardians movies. But what's been your favorite part of the show? Besides, obviously, John Cena's role, because he goes all out.
Everything except for that freak man part. When he was hitting Shorty in the bathroom. Everything except for that.
No, that was funny because when he was like, freedom.
That shit was hilarious. That was his first piece of coochie in years, too.
Yeah. So when he follows her to the bar, he's like, listen, I haven't fucked anyone. I mean, a woman, because he was in jail. So it's like.
But he was like, here's the way he's trying to word it. Well, he came with the respect. He kept it a buck, though. I respect it because.
He's like, all I want is some touching up to here. No, here. I got to touch your
booty. No, that was some G shit. He like, yo, I'm asking with consent. Yo, it's been a minute. What you trying to do? She just signed, and then she like, yo, I'm drinking a beer, which is understandable. I'm drinking a beer. I don't really want to be bothered, especially because. But the best thing about it was, it's just like in real life. You trying to respectfully get the coochie. These incel goofy motherfuckers fucked it up. So now you go, bruh, damn. Now I gotta chill out because they done fucked up the pace. So that was great about it because they was doing a little weird shit. She put them in the arm bar, fucked them up, and then he up here
he was like, "You're so hot." He was.
Yeah, he
That's
leading
what
with respect, but then his shit got messed up because he's fucking dweeb. So he like, fuck it. Then he seen Shorty in the back. He was like, oh, bet that up.
Yeah, he's. And we then find out like he has this whole like 80s hair metal fetish where he's like, oh my god, Cinderella, this is amazing. Like going through the records, like,
well, we
what?
met his dad, so we knew something was gonna lead to that.
Yeah, so Robert Patrick, who was the villain in the Marine, I remember I tweeted this when DC fandom dropped the trailer that 15 years later they reunited. I think John Cena probably reached out and was like, we should get Robert Patrick to play his father, and then we found out his father's a whole racist. Like, god damn,
that shit is fucking hysterical.
That's what they already had the kind of alluding to he might be as well with the
yeah.
You're the racist superhero. It's like, I'm not racist. He's like, I kill a fair amount of white people too.
But mostly people of color.
And then when his dad's like, if you're gonna be using these helmets to kill like every racial slur that you can come up with, I was like, and even him's like, Dad, it's not just about that. He's like, huh, really? He's like, you ain't shit. You know damn well who you be killing.
But then we find out in episode 2 everything about the Pops. The Pops took it further. Episode 2, he said,
the White Dragon.
I'll talk to you. I ain't talking to Expo Young or whatever.
He wanted to talk to the dude that was in all the Wayans Brothers movies in the 2000s.
Yeah, that's the first thing I said.
Little man.
That's funny, bro. Like I saw him, like, yo, ain't that dude from Scary Movie?
Yeah, the dude who was he was also in Freddy vs. Jason. I think he was the town sheriff. He was also in Riverdale for a little bit. Yeah,
Ray.
we take it to our graves, Sydney. We take it to our graves.
That's funny. I was like, yo, ain't that him from the Wayans Brothers movies?
Yeah. See, and we're skipping over the amazing intro the show has, where this man's on.
Dog, what did I tell you yesterday? He looked like an action figure. He's so fucking swole. He looked like a little action figure. We
said this for years, that this man being an actor now, it shouldn't happen because he is physically bigger than every person in Hollywood except The Rock.
It's insane, bro. Like, hey, pause. But I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's in shape. And this is him 10 pounds lighter.
The whole scene of him singing the song just in his underwear, it's just like, this motherfucker's like, and then she fucks his ass up with the knife. And he's just like, what are you doing? Stop that.
But the speech before that, I had such a good time.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I needed that. Yes. And he grabs he grabs her toy and uses it as a mic.
I said, yo, when I seen that, I said, I already know where the scene is going.
Yeah.
I said, that's nasty, bro.
That's just episode 1, a lot of that, what we're talking about. I mean, and when this is a uniform, like sweet cheeks, that's an ass. No, it's a compliment. She has sweet cheeks. That you're talking about her ass. No, I'm not. Well, she did as well, but
that shit had me roll. Sweet cheeks, like, I'll take the.
That's like calling someone sugar tits. He's like, and then when she calls it to him, they have good chemistry too. Him and I think she was on, even though I never watched it, Orange is the New Black, but she was on a few episodes of Master of None, where she played Aziz Ansari's agent. She had a great line where she's like, you gotta get a TV show because I need some of that David Schwimmer money. She's like, we're gonna get this Schwimmer money because of all the money he makes off residuals. She's like, you need to go out and find a job that'll get you paid steady because David Schwimmer just bought a fucking mansion off his residuals.
Bruh, legit.
And then she's the big reveal of that is that she's Amanda Waller's daughter.
Yeah, and it's original character too, by the way.
Yeah.
This wasn't a character in comics. Yeah, it's thinking about it right now. Before I was cutting you off, I apologize. It's like out of everybody he has chemistry with, like the dude with the beard, he got a dye beard. Like,
that was good, yeah.
Like he has great.
Hi guys, when he mimics him, hi guys, I'm just the idiot, and no one ever believes me. like they're trying to figure out who's behind everything. Yeah, maybe it's you who knows about. Like you brought it to my attention, or maybe it's me with my dyed beard. Like,
yeah, like everybody, he has. He doesn't have that much good chemistry with the I forgot her name, the agent with the blonde hair.
No, I I think he does with her because that scene in the bar was good.
It's
And then
all
especially
right.
especially on the phone where she's getting dressed and he's like, I can jerk off right now if you want or something like that. She's like, how would that help me? Or was like, because he told like, Disney's like, I got a huge. No, he tells that to the girl like, no, it's my dick. It's literally too big.
Yeah, that's information I don't need to hear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but no, like
both of them have the best chemistry.
Yeah, they have the best. No, he has good chemistry. Apparently, the blonde woman, she's a good-looking white woman. Even though I didn't even say white woman, but she's a good-looking woman. Apparently, that's James Gunn's girl.
Yeah, that's his wife.
No, well, partner apparently, but
Partner.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these
all
women,
the same shit.
These good-looking women just pick again, average-looking guys. Because there's that scene in the episode 2 where like she's just in her bra. So I'm like, this is kind of gratuitous and like sexualized. And I don't, especially after the previous episode where she's like, just because I wear makeup, you think you can hit on me or something like that. I'm like, so why would you do that? But I'm like, oh, because he's with old girl, so he's like showing it. But but no, they had good chemistry. She's like, why are you so now? He's like, I'm getting stuff because he grabs this fucking records, the underwear, the space.
Then he grabbed that alien. Yeah.
But he grabs the pen. He's like, so again, we shouldn't like this guy because he's legit a creep.
He's a freak boy.
When he breaks in, are you trying to fuck this guy? Like, we have a lot in common.
Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's.
I know he's handsome.
Yeah, that whole scene was amazing because you could tell right away she was looking at him like, "Oh, what's good? It's John Cena. It makes sense."
Like, you have great lingerie. Thank
Yeah,
you.
he never compliments me. Yeah.
All I said was you got better PJs.
Yeah. Oh God. And then episode 3 really picks up with what's the show going to be about, which is them hunting these butterflies, which is kind of like xenomorphs almost, where they take hosts, bodies as a host, alien type creatures, but he gets his ass kicked by a judo master who's when he doesn't like, you're as big as my ankle, or he's like, like when he
what did he say
like
to him when he got tied up?
That's what I'm saying. He's like, you're like, if I'd put you in my body, you'd just be like my Achilles tendon. Like, I'd snap you like that. He's like, you're such a tiny little shit. He was basically giving him the Kevin Nash Rey Mysterio speech.
I forgot what he said. Then the little dude started throwing the hot chips at him. He was like, damn, why they hurt?
Yeah, he's like, what are they making hot Cheetos? Because he was fucking them shits for real. And it looked painful. Like, ow. He's like, ow. He was selling like he was in a match of Umaga. Ow.
No, he was fucking them hot Cheetos up.
Yeah.
And then start throwing them. I forgot what type of words I can't say he was talking about. He was calling him some type of words. I was like,
I take shits bigger than you or something like that. Yeah.
You know, he got that from Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that talk was wrestling talk. Like I'm saying, like Kevin Nash, like Rey Mysterio's big as my ankle. Like, Chris Benoit, he's vanilla. Like all that.
He's vanilla.
The vigilante part will be interesting going forward because their little shootout scene was funny when they're just like fucking around with guns in the forest. But it'll be once he found out, like, hey, aren't you his brother? The one that always plays D&D? He's like, yeah, I am. He's like, oh, you filled out a lot since then. I mean, not too jacked because you've always been wiry, but got some good muscle on you. Because again, he's 10 times the size of that guy.
My favorite shit is with the agent in episode 3. What he's talking about? He's talking about his feelings or something like that. He's like, I don't talk about being cold or some shit like that.
Oh yeah. I don't feel anything. Yeah.
And the Bernstein Bears, he's like, it's Bearstein.
Berenstein Bears. See, so it's not Berenstein either. Like,
that's why they posted on Where's Buffy. Now I know why they posted.
Yeah, I wonder that too. That had to have been fam.
Yeah. And Baltimore have been Erstein Bears.
Okay, you know what? That's this week's episode because we will now be murdered.
That's all I was like, yo, whoever posted that from Where's Buffy? You see that?
No, I had been fan because on Thursday he was telling me about it. I was like, I won't be watching it until tomorrow.
Yeah, because they talked about on Where's Buffy as far as like racism being funny. He was like, just watch that. I'll send it to you. But they talk about it.
Again, apparently it was to him and his dad because he's like, Dad, So when we were in Culture Maltese, there's this guy, Bloodsport. He has a rat phobia.
Yeah.
And guess what? The girl on the team, Rat Catcher 2, she controls rats. So they had the rats, and he was scared of them because his dad put him in, and he was trapped by the rats, and they were eating him and scars, and his like laughing like Matt Damon.
That
laughs,
shit, that shit had me in tears when the pop started laughing.
And then he gets him some water. He's like, so don't tell me this guy was the guy that put you in the that guy that shot you. And he's like, and then he's just like disappointed.
Dog, that shit had me in tears.
It's bad. See, now another wrestling parallel. His dad is Vince McMahon and Peacemaker Shane McMahon. You can't do nothing right.
Bro, that's what it is. But then when his pops went back to jail in episode 2, he was treated like a king, as they called him that name.
Yeah, the White Dragon.
Yeah. I said, okay, I know what's going on. The brother was in the seat. He was like, I like that seat. I like how I feel. The sun beams on my skin or feels on my skin. And then all them goddamn Aryans start standing up. He was like, I ain't trying to die over a seat. I said, good choice.
Yeah. And I think that's an interesting element because this show is saying a lot about incels, about toxic masculinity, racism, all that, and doing it in a serious way and in a comedic way. And yeah, I'm glad the first 3 episodes dropped. That way it wasn't just one at a time. So it'll be one at a time going forward. But we'll continue to, I think we'll recap this weekly.
Yeah, we got to. Because I want to go back and watch all the episodes. Again.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was going to run them back. Same thing with Macbeth. I was going to try to run back Macbeth, but with subtitles this time so I can understand maybe a little bit more. Even though, like in that movie, plain and simple is man's betrayed. It's basically an assassination attempt. It's a story about a usurper is what it is. And then the fallout, the consequences of your action and fate and all that. But this definitely, I mean, we have a special episode planned next week, but we might have to do a bonus mini episode in case any other breaking news drops. But we will be journeying back into the wrestling verse next week with a special guest. So, anything else you want to say about the show? Like I said, I think all the cast members are great. And yeah, I mean, 2022 is off to a great start with all the content we've been talking about today.
Yeah. And then the movies are about to start coming out too, especially, you know, I don't need to keep plugging the Batman until they start paying us, but that's coming out in March. And then May, we get to Doctor Strange and the multiverse. And before that, we got LA Ambulance.
No. Remember that moved. That's in, that moved a few months, remember?
I thought it was coming out in February. They moved it to what?
No,
April, May?
Yeah, let me double check that because Cal had posted it. And I was like, there goes our double feature because we were supposed to have that and Uncharted on the same day.
Yeah, because Uncharted for sure coming out next month. They ain't pushing that shit back.
Yeah, Ambulance is now April 8th.
Okay. Well, still, that's not that far away, so we got more content.
But and again, and this show just shows, I think, the weird, demented genius that James Gunn is. I know no one is a big fan of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 except me. But we saw what he did with the Suicide Squad, and now he's just doing this here. He only directed the first 3. Now there'll be other directors, but you can see, again, he was the showrunner for this show, and you can tell it's a James Gunn product by watching it. And it's just amazing that he has this chemistry with wrestlers. I mean, he did it with Batista. Now he's signed it with John Cena.
Well, because, you know, wrestlers are kind of out there anyway. So it's like James Gunn out there. It's cartoonish in their mind, so I guess there you go. Because you got to kind of be out there to do pro wrestling, to be honest. As we've seen in the past 2 years.
Exactly. Yeah. But anything else this week? Did you want to talk about anything else that happened? Anything else? Any show, music, or movie that you've seen?
No, I can't really think of anything that.
I know Antonio asked about DS4.
No,
did you
get that? Antonio's a Laker fan. He wants some type of bright spot.
You know what? Should we talk about how shitty the Lakers are?
Why? Why should I? When I've been telling people for 20 years, I don't give a rat's ass about them Lakers.
No, I'm just saying the Lakers fans deserve this for being assholes. I'm sorry, but it's true.
They've always been that way since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Probably before that. No, I've always been on.
No,
this was why I always hated the Lakers.
They wanted Russell. Oh, you know what? We get Russell. We gotta fucking team, man. Like we got LeBron, we got Anthony Davis, and then
And
look what
he
happens.
fucking doesn't even play for the team. I swear Anthony Davis ain't on that team. I ain't seen him play in goddamn 3 months. Fucking street clothes, bruh. He should switch off with Kyle Kuzma. Both of them wear fucking fashion over, bruh. I barely see him play, bruh. He's supposed to be your star, not no 37-year-old man. Yes, he's one of the greatest players of all time. He's top 3 being LeBron. Your best player can't be 37 years old, bruh, averaging 28 points. That's not how this goes. He shouldn't have to at this age. And Westbrook looked like this is about to be his last season, bro. He looked old. He got old fast. And he's one of my favorite players ever.
Yeah.
But still, I didn't know it was going to be like, I thought he had like at least 2 years left. No, he's legit getting old. Like this season showed, bro, none of the moves is crispy. None of them.
Yeah, you can't, when you try to do a triple-double, basically for 2 seasons, you can't expect that to maintain.
Yeah, no, he's fucking cooked.
Well, I mean, real quick, did you want to talk about John Cena, Tony Yayo, and that whole news bit?
The only thing I can say about it is like we kind of knew. Like that's all I can really say. Like, because Yayo was doing that in 02, 03, so we knew where he got it from originally. But the fact that this is why he's such a man in class, he actually gave credit where credit is due. Then the Talk of New York responded was like salute to John Cena. But we already knew what the business was, so I'm just glad that he actually said it.
You think we get a new John Cena album in 2022?
It'll be better than most of the shit that come out nowadays. I ain't gonna hold you. It'll be better than most of it. Because I haven't even listened to Antonio. I haven't listened to the Gunna album because like my thing with Gunna is I don't need 15 songs of you talking about the same old shit. You can get this done in 8 to 10 songs. So I don't need that many songs, brother, about this shit. But otherwise than that, like I love Gunna. He's one of my favorite artists out, but I haven't listened to it. It's 15 songs, bro. And then I'll be trying to tell people like most of the rap I listen to, even though I feel like Gunna is R&B in a way, most of the rap I listen to is like no hairline rap. I can't listen to too much shit like that. Yeah, I can't listen to shit like this because I mean, how the fuck I'm gonna take my hat off and be like, I'm a fashion star. Yeah, I'm a fashion star. Like how? So I gotta listen to shit that grimy, ashy hands, dusty.
Okay. But in summation, like I said, what do you give Dawn FM out of 10 so far? I give it a 9 I give it about a 9, out of 10.
4 out of 5 right now. I'm gonna listen to it again, but 4 out of 5 just for right now. And then I'll go back to it.
Tragedy of Macbeth, I give a 4.5 out of 5. Just because in the Shakespearean part, it's my fault for not understanding what they're saying, but I mean, as a movie and performance, all of it's phenomenal.
Yeah, for me, I'll give it.
You had it the 7 out of 10, or 7 out of 5, Okada Omega scale.
Yeah, and I'm sticking with that. Let me rewatch it again, but right now that's where it's at.
But we recommend, Tragedy of Macbeth. I mean, we should have said spoilers at the beginning of the pod for a lot of stuff we talked about. But I mean, if you know Shakespeare,
how you spoil something
this isn't the first telling of Macbeth. I remember Justin Kurzel, who went on to do Assassin's Creed, the movie, did what got him that was his version of Macbeth with Michael Fassbender and Marion Cotillard. Mm-hmm. So it's not like the first, but this interpretation of Macbeth. Again, if you're not watching Book of Boba Fett, Euphoria, Peacemaker, get on that shit now. One's on Disney Plus, the other two on HBO Max. HBO Max, cut the check.
Please
write it out to either of us. Hey, give us a show on the channel.
That'd be even better because that's long-term booking and long-term money. So hey, do that.
But I mean, there's a whole lot of shit to watch and listen to this last week and a half almost. But we'll see you next week when we journey back into the wrestling verse with a special guest who chose the wrestling pay-per-view we'll be commentating over. So that'll be interesting. But for those that aren't, subscribe, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. If you're a new listener, we appreciate that. Keep checking out the content, especially if you've been directed here from other podcasts. We've been close to Public Enemies, Black Announce Table, Black Variant, show your work. A few other pods, Black Wrestling, because of me and all that. But appreciate it. All the long-term listeners, shouts to y'all sticking with us and joining the show. Appreciate it. And big year we have planned. Maybe be making some moves in the next couple weeks. We'll wait and see, but just keep checking it out. Follow me on Twitter at Davis, aka Drip, Instagram daviscoltondc, and Banks. What about you?
Follow me at the BVD pod, and also like David said, YouTube at Banks versus Davis. Make sure you subscribe on there. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and we definitely got some more tricks up our sleeve per se.
Yeah.
Even though I don't have any sleeves.
I do, and I'll still be champ when
we'll see in about 3 hours.
Episode. Well, it's about right now.
Yeah, we'll see in the next 3 hours.
That's why I'm like, we gotta wrap this up, B. Wrap this up.
Wrap that gavel up, B.
You better wrap that gavel up. When he pokes the lawyer.
I told you.
Sister, I gotta take a shit.
No, that's one of my go-to lines because I say that shit damn near every day. No pun intended. Because I be feeling like that. Excuse me, sister, I gotta take a shit. I be feeling like that damn near every day.
All right. See y'all next week. Peace.